And we live.
Cool. We're live.
Live from Heritage Studios.
I still don't know what to call this place.
The Big Dick Cave.
The Big Dick Cave. It's where all the big dick energy collects.
Give me your big dick energy!
Or was it?
Just like that.
Just.
Are you
like
shutting that off?
that. Oh yeah. I got
Literally, like, perfect timing.
you can turn it off.
I guess I could.
I guess I can do
Yeah, we don't need to.
I told him he could shut it off. He wanted to shut it off last week when it was freezing fucking cold. I said, no, I'm cold. This is an old house, and it stays pretty well heated, but it also gets cold really fast.
I live in a trailer.
So you know, it gets fucking cold. But I have my blanket and my pillow. I told him he can shut it off tonight since I'm down here.
Surprisingly, our trailer was pretty warm, especially in the bedroom.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was like it was colder than what we normally have it.
Our kitchen and our bedrooms over the crawl space. And I don't know if like that was built on like later or what, but I don't know. It's not very well insulated. I mean, it's cold back there.
Our biggest problem
Like,
was we had
down
like
here.
every vacant lot in our addition busted the pipes, so it flooded every street.
Oh,
Our
shit.
cars were frozen in ice for like 3 days.
Damn.
There's still ice in our addition.
Oh my god.
Podfather's already here blessing us.
I see that.
Cool.
Cool. Stay in the chat and chat with us. It's a pretty laid back episode this
Yeah,
this
talk
time.
to me, homie.
Talk.
Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, baby. That's off the Goofy movie. It is.
Did you shut that off?
Good movie.
Yeah, I just did. It might take a minute. I don't know. Let me look at it some more. Yeah, it says off. Give it a minute.
I said.
Where is that Heritage boy?
I see good day. I say good day.
He's sick.
He the Cheritage.
I could try to impersonate him if
He's
you
not
want this
here.
episode. Charity!
As he put it, it's coming out both ends.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
exactly what he put.
Nasty.
Hmm.
Or do we call it Asty?
Oh,
Alright.
nice.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna drink this ripe nuggets. It's been sitting here for a while.
It's probably, it should be right by now.
Yeah, it's probably ripe. It's probably ripe. Oh shit, we got Zach Brown in here. I posted this in our 2009, our class of
You
2009.
say Zach Brown, like the Zach Brown band?
That'd
No.
be cool.
Kidding.
No, but
I'm
that's
kidding.
that'd be cool. That'd be cool, but it's not
No,
him.
I posted this in the fucking.
Unless he started.
Damn it!
Was that one of your sample or your
No, it's one of the fucking. It's like a little.
candle hold one?
Yeah, like little.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
He sounded so
God.
sad. Yeah.
but no, I posted this in our 10-year anniversary group.
I don't know if I'm still in that
Reunion.
group or not.
Are you going to your class reunion?
Fuck yeah, I'm going to my class reunion.
Fuck you! You didn't want to go to mine.
I literally never said I wanted to go to. I didn't want to go to yours.
You did say at first you didn't
He
want to
caught
go.
himself.
I did not. I wanted to go to
He caught
yours.
him. He's a liar.
We
He
didn't
caught
go.
himself.
We did something else instead.
No, I wanted to go to yours because I actually know people from Rossville.
But we're gonna go to yours?
Fuck yeah, I'm going to mine.
God. No, I didn't go to mine because I think only 10 people showed up.
Yeah, that's why we didn't go.
And it was on a Sunday.
And it was on a Sunday.
The Sunday after Summer's End Festival.
Sunday
What did we
after
do?
Summer's End
What did we
Festival.
do that
I
weekend?
have no fucking idea.
We did something that was more fun.
Yeah, more better.
More better.
More
More
better.
funner.
I'm not going to my reunion.
Why not? We'll be there.
I hate the people I want to talk to. I already talked to. The other people,
So
I
part
hate.
of this.
So we'll be there and you can talk to us.
Or I could just not go.
He doesn't want to party with us.
I could just.
Do you want a beer?
Nah, I'm Gucci.
You're Gucci.
I
Okay.
am Gucci.
Hey, your mom's here. And Mr. Stone. I don't know if we're going to Skype him in this week, unless he has something he wants to say and he can just pop up on Skype. I'll just go ahead and...
Baxter, shut the fuck up!
Actually, that's Loki.
Yeah.
Loki, shut the fuck up!
Now that I'm thinking about it, while he's out there, I'm just going to go ahead and close the door.
That's why I was gonna shut Loki up there because he's the one that.
Get out of here, glass.
Don't step on
I
it.
didn't,
You
I
almost
kicked
stepped
it.
on. There's a piece right there though.
Whatever.
Hi, everybody. Oh, yeah, I forgot the camera's right there now. Hi.
Zach Brown said, I am the Zach Brown, just not the singer.
I'm the Zach Brown, just not the Zach Brown.
Nate said you should go and just be a baller.
Yes.
Maybe even a shot caller.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wearing the jersey of a baller.
No.
Segway!
Get out of here.
So,
Nate's not going to appreciate that.
we had the Super Bowl.
Wait.
Hold on. Let's wait until we're recording.
We're not recording
We're
quite
not
yet.
recording?
No.
He's slow.
What the fuck have we been doing?
Just live streaming, you know, hanging out. Let's go ahead and record.
Okay, we're gonna record now.
We never...
The following journey into comics.
Journey into comics.
Journey into comics.
Journey into comics.
Journey into comics. Network. Production.
I didn't even see. I didn't see my mom's first comment.
Huh.
My mom's first comment.
Yeah. I just saw it.
And Matt!
What do you guys change
It
that?
still smells good.
Wait, does that say and Matt now?
Yeah, I literally just said that.
Oh, well, he did it right when
He did it live.
We're doing it live!
What's up, everybody? This is episode 75. I'm your host, Dick. And he's our co-host, Matt.
Hi.
And
That's Tyler now.
that's Tyler.
He shaved his
No.
face and now he's grew his hair out a little bit.
No.
No, that's Miranda, my lovely, lovely, lovely wife. The Phantom.
Yeah.
You're the Phantom of the Opera?
So,
I am the Phantom.
You're
Do you know
Gerard
why
Butler?
do you know why I'm the Phantom?
Because she sat in on so
No.
many podcasts originally and she
Like-
just sat there and didn't say anything. She'd just be there.
I got the Phantom when was it when you had that network party?
Yeah. And you just sat there and
I
didn't say
know.
anything.
When was the network party?
It
It
was-
was like maybe a month or month and a half into us dating.
Yeah.
So I'm still shy with him, like opening up. And then I go to this house full of people that I don't even know. We go out to eat, and they want to do their foodies, watching movies. Where was that the podcast?
Yeah, that was when we went to Christo's.
The
Yes.
foodies with duties.
So we all sat around, put
Write that down,
mics,
Nate.
and we were going around introducing ourselves, and they're like, "Do you want to introduce yourself?" And I was like, so Nate's like, "Oh, the Phantoms." That's how I got the Phantom name.
Yep.
The first supper, Nate said.
Yep. That was such a fun day. I can't wait to do it all again. We're hopefully, unbeknownst to a lot of people, probably going to have another network day, this time hosted by me.
I was like, we can host it here.
It's been planned for a minute.
Now that we have a house.
Yep. That's exactly why I started planning it. Ugh.
I got the house and I plant things.
Yes.
So what were you starting to say about the stupid bowl, man?
We had a great segue and then
Super
Blaine
bored.
was like,
Nice.
"Oh, hey, we're not recording yet." But anyway, I'm going to do it again. Segue! We had the Super Bowl this weekend, or the Stupid Bowl, or the Super Board. Either.
The Duper
All are
Bowl.
true.
It's the Duper Bowl.
Very true.
The game was awful.
It was horrible.
The halftime show was terrible.
Yeah.
You just say it because Adam Levine took his shirt off,
I'm
probably.
not even one of those girls like, oh my god, he took his shirt off.
But when I
like
said
that
it, you
thing.
smiled. And then all the commercials were trash.
Yeah. I
We
wasn't a
didn't
big
get
fan.
to witness a lot of the commercials or hear them at least because
I
we
did.
went.
I was fine.
We didn't get to hear.
I fucking
thought
Loki
you shut
appears
the
out of
door.
nowhere. I did. He was just still down here.
No, we didn't get to hear most of them. Oh, and then
You didn't get to hear most
You
of
didn't
them.
miss much.
yeah.
I would say there's like 2 or 3 good commercials, and then none of them were really funny. Like, honestly, probably the best commercial was the Microsoft commercial with the kids with disabilities that play video games.
Oh yeah.
That one
I
was
saw
pretty
that.
good.
We missed.
yeah.
We missed a little bit of the halftime show because we were trying. I thought we got the channel, and we don't because we don't have cable. We just have internet. I'm like, I'm not paying for cable when we have Netflix and Hulu and all this.
We don't have cable. We just have an antenna.
That's what we have. And I thought we had NBC, but we didn't. So we're trying to shuffle around, pull up NBC, sports and all that. we couldn't get it. And finally, thankfully, my nice phone can connect to our smart TV, and I just downloaded the app and we watched it from there. So we got to miss some of the commercials and some of the halftime show, but no, it was a very boring game. But at the same time, the defense was good. Clearly,
that's the thing. If you were a football fan, you would like that game because it's defense.
Yeah.
And this whole season has been, hey, watch what every offense can do, and people who like defense are like, well, this is bullcrap because you can't do anything. Well, defense won this championship.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're just a fan, you're like a regular person watching the football game.
You're running the most points and like.
You're just like, why is the score not 50-50 like there were games this season? So.
Nate wants to know.
Ethan Henderson commented on the post in the graduation group, or the class of 2009 group, says, "Get the fuck out of here."
Nate wants to know, why does Tom Brady mouth kiss all these dudes? I want to know that too.
I actually didn't get to see that, but I heard about it. But let's be real, he's a happy guy.
Is he American or is he from somewhere else that he came to America?
He's from California.
Okay, I didn't know if there's certain countries.
I said he's America.
He's just out.
He is not America.
I think he's just outside of
He's
San
kind of
Francisco. But yeah, he's from California. His wife's Brazilian. Maybe he's so high class now that he's like part of that like fashion entourage people. Because his wife was a Victoria's Secret angel.
Yeah, I know. A while ago, people were giving him shit because he kissed his kids on the mouth. I remember that.
That's silly.
I
mean, that's not my thing, but
I kiss my kid on. I do.
If that's something that you and your kids have, that's
I think
cool.
To a certain point.
I think there's a certain age where you gotta cut that out.
Like, I don't see myself kissing my 10-year-old son on his lips, but my kids are 4 and 5. Yeah. Like,
see, I feel
even my daughter doesn't like kissing on the lips. She'll kiss.
Pretty much once your kids go, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Which normally is about like
kiss me
8 or 9.
Yeah.
It's a weird story. Years ago, when I was dating someone,
you're not gonna say this someone's name?
It was Katie. Oh. And so her niece and nephew lived with her, and so one night her niece went to give me a kiss goodnight. I gave her a kiss goodnight. Her nephew then comes up to give me a kiss goodnight, and I'm just like, no.
See,
1, I was a much different person back then. 2, in my family, guys did not kiss.
Yeah, okay, I get you not wanting to kiss them on the lips, but the cheeks, like, I hate that. Like, when I was with my ex.
Much different person, different time.
How old was he?
Like, no homo, get out of here.
How old was he?
4, maybe 5.
And at that age, they don't understand. So,
yeah, exactly.
I hate men that are like, no, I'm too manly to kiss my son.
Yeah.
Like, because then that fucking ruins guys when they get older.
That was explained to me, like, they don't understand, they're just kids. Now they're gonna, and I'm like,
well, not only that, like...
Hold on. I said, yeah, I get that, but, like, in my family, like, I was not raised like that. I did not grow up, like, boys kissing other boys, and even in that way. Like, if you're a girl, sure. That's just how I was raised and grew up, but...
And that's the problem with
men
these days.
And that is toxic masculinity.
That's the problem with men these days. They weren't showing that love and affection.
I was showing plenty of love and affection.
Just not gay, though.
Just not gay! Nah, it's cool. It's whatever.
Yeah, Super Bowl. It was a bore fest. I'm a Patriots fan.
Oh.
And
why are you in my house right now?
We won, and that's six rings for Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
I made the joke that he is going to try and get as many Super Bowl appearances as his jersey number.
Yeah, he's not going to retire anytime soon.
He plans on.
I don't see him retiring. He doesn't need to.
He plans on playing until he's 45. That's what he said he wants to do. He only needs to make 3 more Super Bowls.
There was a meme I saw earlier. It was like 65-year-old Tom Brady playing against Griff Whalen the third, or somebody the third, like in the Super Bowl.
Peyton Manning the second.
Peyton Manning the second.
That'll be who Tom Brady loses his final Super Bowl appearance to when he's 70. Peyton Manning the second.
He's just genetically perfect, and he just keeps going.
It's because the Patriots play well together. They stick with the same people and they play well together.
Well, they don't stick with the same people, actually.
You know?
Don't, two constants that have been this whole time with New England is Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
Gronkowski.
Well, Gronk, he's hurt consistently.
True.
He's probably actually going to retire at the end of the
I don't know. I don't follow the Patriots to know whether. I just assumed that they always have. I always hear the same name, so they just stick with the same people.
No, they rotate people in and out like crazy. They actually just signed 11 new players today.
Jesus. I remember that year that they signed Reggie Wayne. They did.
I remember that, and then he retired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
F&A cop.
What was the Buffalo Bills record this year? I need to know.
Not good.
Well, I know that.
Look it
I
up.
knew that. No.
I want to say they
I want
won
Matt to
5
answer.
games. I think it was 5-11.
Come on.
That's my guess.
Okay.
I don't really pay attention. I know they had a rookie quarterback for a lot of it.
Well, we got the R&D department on it right now, so.
They did wallop Minnesota early in the season. I watched that game because I was like, what the hell's going on to Minnesota here?
I think our
Yeah, I want to say they were 5-11. I think the Jets were like,
6-10.
oh, I'm one off.
6-10.
I think the Jets were like 3 and like,
We got
4
the
and
R&D
12.
department.
one off. And then the Dolphins, I think, were like 9-7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, 7. Yeah, 9-7.
Yeah, got it. New England had a
Look
bad
at the
year. And they were
Colts,
11-5.
10-6.
Hey, they started 1-5.
I know.
Yeah.
But then they got their players protecting.
I actually wanted to see them in the Super Bowl.
Well, I heard a really funny statistic. So all 4 of the Colts Super Bowl appearances in their franchise's history have taken place in Florida. Next year's Super Bowl is in Miami.
Ooh, we're
Oh,
going.
shit.
So we'll see.
We're there.
Hopefully it's the Falcons versus Colts.
Here's my thing with the Colts next year making the Super Bowl. You're going to have to go through New England still, and you're going to have to go through the Chiefs. Good luck with that.
I think we can do it. If we start the season off like we ended it, I think we could do it.
I think with another year under Darius Leonard's belt, I think he'll be a stud. If you guys can get a solid running back, which a rumor is you're going to try and get Le'Veon Bell. And then Andrew Luck, I think he's got a year under his belt of being healthy and not getting the shit beat out of him
Right,
for once
because
in his NFL
they're finally
career.
learning how to.
They drafted a bunch of offensive line guys. So I think...
If we can get more TYs.
Well, T.Y.'s got to get healthy, and I think you got to get one more receiver.
Yeah.
But I think that they can make some noise in the playoffs. They can't start 1-5. They're going to have to...
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're going to have to get a home field advantage in the playoffs.
Yeah. When the start of the games, I would have never thought that they made it to the playoffs as far as they did.
How are the Falcons going to do next year?
Horrible.
Dude, the Falcons just had injury bug, man, this year. Like, they still have Matt Ryan, who, in my opinion, is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. They have Julio Jones still, who's one of the top 3 receivers in the NFL. You can easily say top 2. And then their defense has been pretty good. It's just they got so many injuries last year that most of the people that were playing were like second or third string guys that shouldn't be starting in an NFL game. So, because the Falcons were actually my pick to win their division last year, but the Saints just kind of ran away with it.
Our Culligan man played with Drew Brees at Purdue. He was telling us that
Fun fact.
when he came here to set up the paperwork.
When he came here to Colganize us.
We were talking about football, and he's like, "Oh, no, Saints fan." He's like, "I played with Drew Brees." Nice.
Well, Felipe one night when me and him were roommates, he went to the Cactus and he came back the next morning and then he was like, and I was like, "Dude, did you hear Drew Brees was at the Cactus?" He's like, "Dude, I think I saw him. I was just so drunk I didn't recognize who it was. There was just this massive crowd of people around him, and I didn't like go over there to say hi." And I was like, "You're a fucking idiot, Felipe."
I think my favorite part of the Super Bowl was Tony Romo announcing like, I finally made it to the Super Bowl, and his like cheesy ass like, I'm so excited.
We're at Scott's house watching it, and Scott goes, "This is the closest Tony's ever been to the Super Bowl."
And then the memes happen.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
know they're gonna happen. Like,
Oh, the
I love how the Shaggy meme immediately died as soon as the Super Bowl hit.
well, the big controversy is kind of switching off the meme there, but the big controversy was at the halftime show they did a mini tribute to Sweet Victory from
Yeah.
SpongeBob, and it turned into Sicko Mode by Travis Scott, and like everybody was super pissed off about it.
I was not happy that he came out. And to be matched with Maroon 5, I don't know. I was not.
Well,
a
they've
fan of
had
that.
a couple songs together, I
Who
think.
is it?
Some rapper.
It's,
Oh, that guy. That guy
He
sucked.
came out of the.
It's
They all suck.
one of
What
the
are you talking about?
Kardashians. Isn't one of the Kardashians' boyfriends?
I think so.
Yeah, he sucked.
Baby daddy.
I enjoyed Maroon 5's performance.
I love Maroon
Despite
5.
it being rather lackluster.
It was very lackluster.
But
I liked their songs though. I'll say that.
I will say this. This was a very, it was very low-key Super Bowl performance, halftime show. And I kind of dug that because it wasn't over the top. I mean, if I wanted over the top, I'd go back to fucking a couple years back with Katy Perry and Right Shark.
Left Shark.
Or, oh, it was Left Shark?
It was
Okay.
Left Shark.
Either way, it was one of the Sharks,
Hey,
and he was
But
balling.
But that's the problem.
He was
There's
balling.
there's nothing meme worthy from this halftime show.
Are you kidding me?
Have you not seen all the memes about
Adam Levine?
board super?
He's like,
or boards.
I want to see from left side to right side to fucking front to back. Start this print.
Is that the-
This is called She Will Be Fucking Loved.
Is that the same level as Left Shark? Or you remember when Justin
Absolutely
Timberlake
not.
went out into the crowd with that kid, and they
Okay,
took
hold
the
on.
selfie together,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the kid was like, "I don't know what to do."
Yeah.
I shared one earlier, and it was from this right here: board fans and Adam Levine with the shirt lifted up.
The Office meme one.
Yes.
But I mean, like, there's nothing like picture worthy that you can create a meme from this Super Bowl. I'm trying to start a petition, and when I say I'm trying to start a petition, I'm just trying to say this is what I want.
I'm
I
just saying,
really-
I'm not even going to do it.
So everybody always talks about we want Metallica for the halftime show. Metallica's turned them down, I guess, a couple times now.
Yeah, because they don't want to pre-record.
This is what I want. I want the Foo Fighters.
Oh yes, I would love that.
And that'd be hilarious because Dave Grohl is experienced with pre-recorded shows as they did on MTV
Well,
with
the
that
thing,
famous performance of "Smells
Wait,
Like Teen
the
Spirit."
halftime show is pre-recorded?
Yes, all the instrumentation is. I think the vocals are live.
I think the vocals are live.
Really?
Yeah,
But my thing is,
if you notice, they don't have any wires or anything connected to their guitars.
You
and
can't have
instruments.
wireless guitars?
But there's still stuff attached to them,
I don't know if I can do that.
and wireless systems can be buggy.
I just say, like, give me the Foo Fighters because, A, they're a big enough band where people are going to recognize them.
Oh, yeah.
They have enough hits. They're relevant still
Mhm.
to this day. And they could put on a cool enough show that's going to give me a rock vibe instead of these stupid pop anthems that we've had for the past 5+ years. Basically, since they decided, all right, we can finally play pop music again because Janet Jackson's nipple is blown over. Like,
Give me NSYNC and Aerosmith again.
that or give me Backstreet Boys next year.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I have a question. Do the singers get money for their halftime performance?
I'm sure they have.
Because
to.
I heard that Maroon 5, like, they got paid $500,000 for their performance.
That's like chump change.
But it went all to charity. But I had
That's
a
cool.
patient yesterday that said, she's an old lady, so who fucking knows if she really knows the truth. But she's like,
I hope
oh
she's
no,
watching and she knows you're talking shit.
they don't. She's not watching.
That bitch.
They don't
I
get
posted this in a lot of
paid.
groups. You don't know.
They don't get paid. I thought she was watching. That they don't get paid,
Probably dead
and
right now.
you know, performing the halftime show is like they're paying, like because they're getting their name out there. So I didn't know if
They don't
if they
need
get
to
paid.
have their name
I
out
know.
there though. That's
But
the
I
thing.
don't know if they get paid or not because I saw a thing where Maroon 5 did this for free because they donated all of their stuff to charity.
I think they
So-
get paid because, like I said, like the people they get to perform the halftime shows, they don't need to get their name out there. They're always like
Yes.
the biggest names
Well,
that you can find.
not
in
only the old
pop
lady that
music.
was telling me this because she hates the Patriot. She was pissed about that, but she was telling me that she would rather watch Cardi B perform over Maroon 5.
Oh wow.
I'm like, and well, the funny thing is, she said that, and then so in my center we have TVs at each of the dialysis stands, And there was a Tiger and Cardi B. And she goes, oh, who are they? And I was like, that's Cardi B. So you even know who you're saying you would rather perform. It was funny.
I don't
Is
know.
it Tiger or Tyga?
Tyga.
Tiger.
Tiger.
You're so white.
Grr.
Yes, I am Caucasian.
But
Very observant.
yeah, give me the Foo Fighters next year.
Yeah, I'm down for.
Or
Foo
I'll
Fighters.
take Bruno Mars again. Bruno Mars'
Oh, yeah.
halftime show was amazing.
That's a good show.
Like, he can sing, he can dance.
Yeah.
He's got a good number of hits that people enjoy.
Yeah.
And I'm still convinced he's Michael Jackson's son. So why wouldn't I want to see that?
You know, I'm not convinced, but like I firmly stand firm with the belief that he is this generation's Michael Jackson. He doesn't have the upbringing that Michael Jackson had.
He's not as big as what Michael Jackson was.
No,
He's
exactly.
not
And no one ever fucking will be.
No.
But
Justin Bieber's the closest thing.
yeah, honestly, upbringing and everything.
You know, I had a big crush on Michael Jackson growing up. The Smooth Criminal video was...
Dude, he was popping in that white suit.
Oh my god, yes!
But
Thank you.
no, I will till the day I die say Bruno Mars was Michael Jackson or Prince's illegitimate son.
Both.
Maybe he's both.
That's solid. Solid theory. I dig it.
I put it out there right now.
I dig it.
Give me a DNA test.
Oh,
Put him on an episode of Maury.
You know, all they have
God,
to
I
do,
just
like,
love Maury.
since MJ does have kids, DNA test them.
Yeah.
With Bruno.
Like I said,
I'm sure they have his...
put him on fucking
Yeah.
Maury, man. Just put him on Maury with a hologram of Michael. That
Results
way, when they're like,
determined.
Michael, you are the father.
father.
the like hologram can fall over in the chair, just like ah.
Oh my God.
Do the crotch grab it.
Oh no!
Matt, I remember in high school you sat and learned the Thriller dance.
Yep.
Nice.
Like legit learned.
It took me 6 hours to do.
I have danced that plenty of times. I remember back when when Michael Jackson died, we had a huge party and we were out in the backyard just blaring Michael Jackson all night. And we were all doing the dances, and I remember doing the Thriller dance. But 13 going on 30, they do the Thriller dance.
It's wrong though.
Is it?
I watched that music video for like 6 hours straight, learning it.
What's wrong about it? What do they do?
They do everything in the incorrect order.
Yeah, totally. Obviously.
Not to steal your thunder.
Duh.
I do love that movie though. Jennifer Garner.
I just know
oh.
this. I just know this whole thing so I don't know it step by step.
Oh, he knows it.
Okay, so
I
then
might
you know.
not. So it's been a while, but
I can play it right now if you want to go.
midnight.
No, my it's just this where they go back with the claws.
I'm too fat to probably do most of it now too. But
Age.
good old 13 going on 30. I love that movie. Like I said, I have a huge crush on
That's
Jennifer
like the
Garner.
second time we've talked about this movie. Well, yesterday because
It's got the Hulk in it.
it does.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah.
That's my mom's man then. Because I'll be 30 this year and he keeps making fun of me. And we went and test drove some new Subarus yesterday and the guy that went with us is younger than us and was talking about age and I said something about, because he said something about 30 being old. I was like, I'm the one that's about to be 30. Like, don't be knocking that. And I was like, 13 going on 30. Have you not seen that? So it's just funny. 2 days in
I
a
wish
row.
I was
to be
loaded
30.
like her.
It'd be
Really?
fun.
I want to get like, I basically want to get 40. That's where I want to get.
No.
Men age like fine wine.
I really heard 40's bad.
I'm no George Clooney.
Ever since Cassie has hit me with that shovel, I'm no George Clooney. But I think when I get older, because like I said, I'm hoping to lose weight.
Me too.
But everybody says that.
I
But if I
know.
do, my goal is to be a Dilf.
Yeah.
I want to be a Dilf Pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like when I get 40, I'm gonna be looking good for a dad.
I know, I said something to him about, I don't know what brought up the conversation, but when Maverick gets to be older, all his little friends, like, oh my god, your mom's such a muff, and he's like, they better fucking not, you're my wife. Like,
Blake
I
knows
don't know
what
what
that's
the
like.
I don't know what that started that conversation.
I totally did. That's possible episode title. Dilf Pickle.
Dilf Pickle. Yeah, Blaine knows what it's like for everybody to be like, your mom's hot. And now I'm experiencing that.
Wait, was your mom the mom that Ryan was
Yes.
like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yes.
At the wedding?
And Ethan.
Was Ethan at the wedding?
Yeah.
Was he? But he didn't sit with us, did he?
I've never found your mom that attractive.
I never found your mom that attractive.
Look at that.
Black
Bros
actors.
for life. Black actors, we gotta stick together, man. Away, Brady, bitch!
Did Ethan sit with us?
Yeah.
Well, he was around us. No,
He
he was
was
at the
sitting with
table
Zach.
next.
Wait.
Yeah.
Was he? He brought a girl, didn't he?
Alexa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His girlfriend at the time.
I think I remember now. But yes, I remember Ryan being drunk and like all about your mom.
My dad was gonna beat his ass.
Oh my gosh.
It was funny.
That is hilarious.
My dad had a torn MCL and ACL and everything at the time. He was just gonna stomp Ryan into the ground.
We need to get Ryan back on the show.
Ryan's in El Paso right now.
Yeah. It's going to be a little harder to get him on the show.
He's traveling now for work.
I called a lady today to sell her some insurance, and she was all game for it. And I was like, "So you're at this address in Lafayette, right?" She's like, "Nope, I'm in Texas." And I was like, "All right, I'll fuck myself," and I hung up.
Aw.
I didn't say that, but I wanted to.
Probably could have.
Probably could have.
I wouldn't have been mad.
My boss might have.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's definitely fair.
But yeah, so good old 13 going on 30. You know, it's another good movie with her. Ghost of Girlfriend's Past.
Oh, yeah. I love that movie.
I love that movie. It's got
I love-
Matthew McConaughey. All right, all
yes,
right, all
yes.
right.
Michael Douglas.
Mhm.
Dutch.
All right, all right.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, that's a favorite of mine.
Yeah, it used to be one of mine. Yeah, I love that movie. Funny movie.
Listen, I dig chick flicks. I dig romantic comedies.
Me
And
too. Obvious. I mean,
I used to dig them.
me and Felipe,
They haven't been so great lately.
they haven't.
they
Me
haven't
and-
really came out with anything
yeah.
that's chick.
Honestly,
Like,
Yeah,
no.
that's very true. Me and Felipe, though, we used to, like, when we want to watch chick flicks, we used to, like, rent them or go wherever get them, and then we'd get a crave case from White Castle and
Nice.
stay up all night and watch them.
Oh my God.
We would just be like, I remember we watched all, there were only 2 Pitch Perfects at the time. We watched both Pitch Perfects.
Oh my god.
At the time.
We watched both Pitch Perfects and, like, 3 other movies in one night with this crave case, and, like, the entire time we're just like, ooh!
I remember the first time I ever watched The Notebook was with Matt.
Yep,
I love The Notebook.
it's okay.
I love it.
The book's so much better.
He went through a Nicholas Sparks phase.
Dude,
My brother loves his favorite movie is
I
The
read
Notebook.
like every Nicholas Sparks book my senior year of high school. I remember the book Message in a Bottle.
I
don't know if
remember
you've ever read that.
you came over to my mom's and you saw it on DVD and you're like,
Yeah.
And I was just like, here you go, Matt. You can borrow it.
Your mom also let me borrow her City of Angels.
Yes.
That was a good movie. Oh my god.
I just wanted it because that's the movie that Iris from
Mhm.
Google
Love
Dolls is
Iris.
from. And I was learning to play the song at the time.
That movie is so fucking sad though.
Yeah.
Ugh. So sad.
So he had his guitar tuned.
It's the weirdest fucking tuning.
That's just
for
how that
guitar.
tab was. I don't think that's the actual tune.
Every other one says it's tuned like that.
Really?
Every
Well,
one
so
I can
it was
find.
the tuning typically in from lowest to highest is E A D G B E. That's standard tuning. This had B D D D D D D. The rest were just D. And it sat when he was playing it. It sounded right, but it got out of tune. So he went to tune it and snap.
Yep, snap my chords. I was like, no.
No more Iris for me.
Yeah,
Aw,
but
I love that.
yeah, I went through a Nicholas Sparks phase. I remember in high school I was reading the Message in a Bottle book, and the movie has got Jenny from Forrest Gump and Kevin Costner. It's not a great movie, but I remember the book. Like, I'm out in the hallway reading it last period, and I'm like trying not to bawl my eyes out, and people are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Leave me alone."
No, you know what book made
So
me?
you're crying.
I'm struggling here.
No, in high school we had to read Of Mice and Men in
Oh,
that
yeah.
book.
Yeah, we had to read that one.
There was another
Liddy's my
one.
boy.
Yep.
There was another book. I don't know if you guys had to read it, but we had to read it. It was about. Oh God, I wish I remember what it was called. Something
Child
about.
called it.
No, there was
That's
a
sad.
mouse, and they were doing experiments on the mouse, and the guy took the mouse home. Oh my God, I don't know. I don't remember it.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
I'm like,
Flowers for Algernon.
maybe.
I believe.
Did they do experiments on mice and
I believe so, yeah. That sounds like flowers for Algernon.
flowers?
But yeah, of Mice and Men, I remember reading that one. We had to read. I remember my sophomore year, we had to read A Walk to Remember.
Oh,
We didn't.
God.
I
That movie,
had Mrs. Shoemaker, I think was her name.
Never had her.
Can't remember.
that movie, oh my God, it's so...
I love Mandy Moore. God, Mandy Moore. Oh.
That movie is just...
Tangled. Yeah.
This Is Us. The TV show.
Yeah.
I never watched that.
She's on it. Top notch. It's got her and Rocky's son, Milo.
Oh, yeah?
He's also from Gilmore Girls. Chris has been watching Gilmore Girls like crazy.
The you that we were talking about, what is he from? He's from something. He's not from Gilmore Girls, is he?
No, Gilmore Girls is old.
He was from something and...
He looks like Superman. A skinny version of Superman in the face.
He was on a girly TV show.
Maybe he's off Pretty Little Liars or
I'm
something.
looking it up right now.
I don't know. Like I said, with that You show.
Gossip Girls.
There we go. It was something about girls.
I fucking... So, you watched the whole...
No, I've only seen 4 episodes,
sorry.
but I saw the very end. I'm not going to watch it
They're
anymore.
they're talking about coming out with the season 2.
I heard they already got it approved for season 2, and they're already working on season 3.
Nice. I would be so happy about that. This is the thing, though. Okay, so, okay, you came in at what? Like...
Episode 4, I believe?
No, not you, him.
Oh.
Like I said, I came in probably with like 3
what
or 4
was going
episodes
on?
left. Him and the girl just got back together.
Spoilers!
Spoilers!
For me.
You've already watched
I
it.
didn't watch all of it. Remember, I fell asleep and you left the room and
Because you were
finished
snoring. I told you what happened, though.
I don't
it.
care.
Very, very end.
I'm telling
Anyway,
you.
fuck you. You're not going to watch it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch it now.
But I think they just got, him and that girl just got together. Brooke, whatever
together.
her name was. They just got back together, and then they were like, hey, better be careful whatever he did to his last girlfriend.
And then she starts, like, digging.
And then, yeah, then she kind of just started going around, and then he began to snap and crackle and pop. And
See, so I actually I watched all of it in one day. And I don't ever do that. Like, I had been working a lot, and I had the weekend off. It was the first weekend I had no work, no kids, and I'm just like, he was at work. I'm going to just find something to watch it. So I found this, and I loved it. It was very... And for once, the bad guy wins. Like, the bad guy, he won, because he kills her in the end. He kills her. He gets away with it. And he played such a good bad guy, and it was very, like, it made me to the point where, like, bitch, you have this good guy, like, respect him. Like, what? I mean, he did that good at...
he's a bad guy that you root for.
Yes,
and then
he is. He really
But
is.
then if you sit and think about it, you're like, he's a terrible human being.
He is a terrible
Yeah.
human being. But his intentions were good. He wanted to be a good guy. And he was a perfect boy. He wanted to give her the world. She just wouldn't let him give it to him. Or give it to her. I don't know. I loved it. I
I
absolutely
don't
loved
see it that way. I see it. He was a psychopath
He was.
who was extremely possessive.
Yeah.
It's 50
But
Shades of Grey.
she also gave him reasons to be possessive. She cheated on him with her therapist.
I trust me. I understand
And he
that.
was used to being cheated on. So he had his reasonings to
But
be...
he had severe psychological issues before his first
way
girlfriend
before that.
even cheated on him.
No, because she gave him reasons, though.
But
He caught her cheating on him. He caught her fucking a dude in a car.
The guy that raised him used to literally beat the shit out of him and
he
lock
did.
him in the
He did a
room.
problem.
So he was a damaged psychological individual.
But-
damaged psychologically already, and then
You didn't
just
get to
kept
see him
cracking
take care of that little boy, though, outside of his apartment, though, right?
I saw a little bit of that.
So there was a little boy that lived outside of his apartment. His mom was
Used to
a
come into the
crack
bookstore all
whore,
the time. Yeah,
and she was dating an
Abusive dude,
abusive alcoholic. And he took care of it.
That doesn't mean he's not a
I
psychopath.
know, he had good intentions. He
See,
really
he
did.
saw himself in that kid.
Maybe.
That's it. There's no maybe. That's
He had good intentions. He wanted to provide everything for his girlfriend and be good to her. She just
everything
wasn't
can
accepting
be
it.
justified.
It can.
Everything.
But that's what I'm saying. His character was so good that you wanted him to win. And when he won, I was like, yes.
I didn't want him to win.
I wanted him to win.
I was like, dude, this guy's gonna crack, and it's gonna be.
I was
awesome
surprised that he
watching
won.
him go down, and then
I was surprised that he won.
Well, I mean,
And I'm excited for season 2. Because season 1 ends, his ex-girlfriend he thought was dead shows up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for that.
So what's he gonna do? Murder her?
Maybe, because he
maybe
thought he already did.
tried.
But this makes me want to read the books, because I like books. But I've already watched the movie that I don't want to read the book, but at the same time I want to read it.
I did the same thing with Harry Potter. I already saw the first 2 movies, so I just started on the 3rd book.
See, I read the first 4 books for Harry Potter. And I got halfway through the 5th one, and I was like, dude, this one sucks.
Yeah. Order of the Phoenix was
Order of the
rough.
Phoenix was terrible.
I did watch the first 50 Shades, and I went to the first 50 Shades book.
I watched the first 50 Shades movie, and as I was watching it, I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever watched in my life.
No. See? So you haven't seen the other movies?
No, I refuse to.
They're cheesy. The books are good. So, along with, Christian Grey was raised, his mom was a crack whore and she was abused, he was abused, and then he gets adopted, blah,
Well,
blah,
that's with the youth thing.
Right, and I get
it
that.
really gave off that 50 Shades vibe, and I was like, the way it was filmed even.
Really?
Like the color of it and kind of the demeanor the characters gave off, I was like, this is 50 Shades.
See,
This is what it is.
and I absolutely love Christian Grey's character because he's he wasn't psychopathic. Like, he didn't want to harm his girlfriend.
Yeah,
he was sexually, yes.
No, he was just abusive. He was emotionally and psychologically abusive. Not physically.
Yes, but I liked the fact that he was just so not overprotective. He wanted to protect her. He wanted to provide for her. He was like, this is my girl, and I'm going to take care of her.
So what we're seeing here is she likes characters because they're her vision of perfection, the perfect guy.
What we're saying
I like characters because my ex-husband didn't take care of me. He didn't care if I was...
And now we know why.
He didn't care how guys talked to me. He didn't care how guys treated me. And I like guys who are gentlemen. I'm like, this is my woman. I'm going to show it, and I'm proud of her.
But is that really gentleman, though?
It is if you're not controlling her.
But he was.
He was and he wasn't. He was still allowing her to go do things.
With his permission.
Allowing. Yeah.
Like with Christian Grey, it was...
You have to watch
You have
the
to
other
have my permission to do this stuff.
Right. And some things. And she was like, fuck you, I'll do it on my own. And he learned to live through that. Yes, he grew up and really fucked up, whatever. You just have to watch it.
Like I said, I haven't seen the last 2 movies. I don't ever intend to.
They're decent.
I don't trust you.
They're not my favorite movie. They're not... Okay, now you can trust that. Because I said they're not my favorite.
That is true. Okay,
I didn't say, oh my god, they're so good,
But
Matt.
I'm going to say that.
So,
I'm not watching.
Best movies ever.
So going on from the way he is, I also like that he's very dominant. I like that, not like I'm telling you what to do, but...
In control.
In control, but not in a controlling way. If that
Talking to
makes
your
sense.
mic.
I'm talking into my mic.
Yeah, but it was over here for half of it.
Okay, but they're
Like right now.
I was showing you. But no, I like that he was very... the dominance. I like that.
I remember watching the first 50 Shades movie, and I was just like, alright, so I know the backstory of this was basically just fan fiction for Twilight. That's what the author admitted it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fan fiction for Twilight. That's what she wanted. You just don't have the vampires and the werewolves this time. It's...
Same color palette, too.
Yeah.
In the movie.
I mean, they're both in Washington.
Are you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Jacob, from the movies. I didn't read the books. Jacob,
Why Jacob from the movies?
because he's hotter. Period.
See...
Point blank, done.
Okay, well, let me tell you this. Not to interrupt you. I'm Team Edward because...
The books.
No, well, the books and the movie...
My wife is Team Edward because of the books.
Because if you've watched and you've read, Team Jacob... Or Jacob is this horny teenage boy. He wanted Bella because he's a horny teenage boy. Edward grew up from the time where he was a gentleman. He isn't controlling... Are you seeing the pattern here? Edward was the gentleman. He wanted to take care of Bella. He wanted what was best for her.
Every person that I've heard is like Team Edward from those movies or books. They're like, he just all he wanted to do was protect her. And So hearing you talk about
But do you
who's
see?
the guy who's the guy who's like, oh, he just wanted to do what's best for him.
Exactly.
Protect her.
Team-
And then
okay,
50 Shades,
Edward-
protector. Then Edward, protector.
I
It's
am
just
a
like,
big
why don't you like
advocate-
Tony Jaa? He's the protector.
I like men
Oh,
who...
Buck.
I like
What's up,
men...
Felipe?
I like men who are like, this is my woman and I want to take care of her. I want to provide for her. I like that. And the same characteristics in Edward are in Gray and in the guy from You.
I really think it's because they're all derived from the same thing.
I don't know, because Edward didn't have a horrible background growing up.
He only, was killed and then damned for all eternity.
I would love to be a fucking vampire.
No,
okay?
you wouldn't.
He was
Yes.
forced to live through all of his love's deaths.
No.
I
can't
really
lie.
don't think anybody would like to actually be a vampire.
I totally would love to be a vampire. I grew up, I love vampires.
Matt, you are magnificent man meat,
Thank you.
according to Felipe.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. You
I
brown beautiful
concur.
bastard, you. I don't. Here's my
Speaking
thing
of
with,
Team Edward,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
there's a rumor going around.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
we're
a
gonna
very
get to
big
this.
rumor.
Segue.
Do you want to wait until he finishes what he was saying about...
No,
Is-
I don't have anything special.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, is it that important?
No.
No.
Oh, fuck you.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's a big rumor floating around, and it got told to me today by Mr. Brandon Stone. He's like, "So have you heard about the new Batman cast?"
Okay, but not even that. Let's lay out the groundwork. So Matt Reeves is the director for the new Batman
I
movie.
think I don't know.
He gave an interview, I think it was to IGN recently, stating that, Batfleck will not be returning.
Yeah.
The new, kind of giving some background of what the
I heard it was
Batman's going to
because
be.
he was an alcoholic.
He's always been an alcoholic.
His insurance is just too high.
But Batfleck will
Essentially.
be no more, and they're going to recast Batman. He is saying goodbye to the role, period. From what the interview said.
And DC is gonna focus more on like single movies.
And they're not doing a DCEU anymore.
No,
seems like.
they're not focusing on building a universe. It's not.
Not like Justice League.
No,
From what I heard, they're focusing on basically the multi-universe.
If they keep
DC
doing movies
universe.
like Aquaman, then they'll do a
Well,
good
they're
job.
not.
Well,
Well, they are, but
if they can keep creating stuff like Aquaman, which we all think Shazam's going to be good.
yeah.
Wonder Woman was great, and I think Wonder Woman 2 is going to be just as good.
Mm-hmm.
If they just keep building off of that, if they can keep Henry Cavill as Superman, then I think they can continue Justice League. Just it'll be hard, but we'll see. But anyway, so yeah, Matt Reeves gave that groundwork, and then apparently there's a new rumored cast
What?
for.
So Brandon told me this. He
I saw this the other day, by the way.
He starts with this. He goes, so there's a new rumored casting for Batman. I'm like, oh. He goes, now keep in mind, nearly every time there's a new casting for Batman, everybody flips their shit and goes, oh, he's gonna fucking suck, and they typically prove us wrong. I remember. Do you remember when Ben Affleck was announced?
Oh yeah, no, I was.
And we're
one
like,
of the,
no, Daredevil. Boo.
I was one of the few people that was actually like, I think he'll do great.
As soon as I was like, I don't know. And I actually, as a kid, liked Daredevil. As a kid. Keywords. But as soon as I saw that first image as Batman, I was all on board.
I wasn't even. Once they announced it, I was
Sad
like,
man.
Batman.
The
I was
sad
like,
man.
I think he'll be all right. And then
Sad flick, bat flick.
I heard an interview with Matt Damon, and they asked Matt Damon about it. He's like, it's that hard to play Batman, and I was like, he's right. So I was
But
like,
can you do both roles? Because it's 2 roles.
well, either way, Ben Affleck was great. I thought he was going to be great anyway because he's an Oscar winner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At this
So,
point.
Whatever. But the person you told me today, literally, no. That's all I can say is no.
Robert Pattinson.
Yes.
And I'm going to agree too. No.
I don't know.
God, no! Please, no!
Honestly, I don't want to see it.
Nobody.
I'm gonna wait until if it is true. I'm gonna wait until I do see it. I'm gonna give it a chance.
That's a surprise that you say that about
I'm
me.
gonna give it a chance, but because I think So I've seen him in a total of 3 roles.
Well, they're focusing on.
And they're all the same. I like him.
It's not all the same.
He's
2 of them.
He's a dull actor. It's very dull.
He was Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter and the
Yeah,
Goblet
and
of
he
Fire.
fucking died.
Yeah, but he was way different than Edward.
That
Cullen.
was when he was younger. Before.
I know,
fucking,
like, and he's completely.
And
I
then
don't
after,
really
then
even
after
think he was
Twilight,
different.
it's the same thing.
I really don't even think he was different.
He was barely in the movie. It's whatever.
He wasn't.
Well, I mean, in Goblet of Fire, he still when he was on the, his voice was the same as when he was Edward.
But no, I love him. But no, I don't think he'll be good. I don't think he's Batman. He is okay. So he might have that charming effect that Batman or Bruce Willis has, but he doesn't have
Bruce
that.
Willis.
Bruce Willie.
Yo,
Bruce
Bruce
Wayne.
Willie.
I said Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
Bruce Wayne.
You said
Shut
Bruce
up.
Willis.
I did. Anyway, he'll have that charm, but he won't have that badass that it takes to be Batman. Because I don't know. I don't think he will.
He can maybe play a younger Batman. I don't know.
Well, they're focusing on
Bruce
younger
Wayne, but
Batman.
not Batman.
From what I heard, it's kind of going to be similar to Year One, Batman Year One.
Okay.
But I just don't like him for the role. I think if they were going to focus on a younger Batman, the best person to get... Dude, I can't even tell you an actor that would have been good for a younger version of Batman. But,
I really just want, like, Jason Momoa's son. He has a son, right?
no, I think just daughter.
Well, I hope he has a son, and I hope, like, 20 years down the line, he plays Terry Guinness in Batman Beyond. Meanwhile, Michael Keaton plays
Old man Batman.
Old Man Batman.
Old man Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I mean, that's been talked about, but...
Everybody wants to see a Terry McGinnis and Batman Beyond movie. Yeah, I can't even give you an actor who I think would be good. Maybe that kid from Wizards of Waverly Place, the oldest brother.
There's been talk. I mean, Nate Phillips and Veronica and Sarah, they all watch Gotham, and they think the kid who plays Bruce Wayne on there would be an awesome young Batman.
I don't know if they'll bring him from television to
Yeah, I doubt it.
silver screen though. You know.
What's up? What do you got?
Does your grandma... Does she watch this ever?
Doubtful.
So
Which
I posted...
grandma?
Tyner.
Yeah.
So I posted an hour ago, right before the show. I said, what do you want to hear us talk about tonight on the podcast? Or what do you want to discuss with us? She goes, I have no discussion other than clean up what you say. Talking bad doesn't make you a big person.
Mm.
But, did she ever watch this?
I don't know. I don't ever see...
and I don't ever talk bad, so...
I'm not friends with her, so it doesn't pop up.
Yeah, he's
that-
not friends with her, but I am.
It doesn't ever...
I'm
she
like
doesn't
you,
ever
Blaine.
pop up.
I'm not friends with like almost any of my family members.
Oh, I'm friends with a lot of my family.
I'm not.
Her mostly, I just don't want to disappoint her.
Yeah.
I post some weird stuff, and I
does.
just know she's just not gonna.
She
she's just not
requested
gonna be
me, and I
alright.
was like, should I add her?
Like,
I don't ever post me.
Every other family member, I know they're either just gonna ignore it or not, or they're gonna get it. Her, she's gonna see it, immediately call me up and be like, "What's this supposed to mean?" and should be like offended and disappointed in me, and like
Grandma, stop.
like completely remove me from the family. It's like, nah, I'm good.
She
But-
wants to disown him because he has tattoos.
Go.
But no, I don't post a whole lot, mainly because I just like bad things. I don't know, I just don't. But I also work in the health field. And in the health field, it's a little easier to offend people and get your job taken away from you.
I see something that I think is funny, and I share it.
I just share memes.
Yeah.
And
Like,
lately, I've
I
been
mean-
sharing advertisements for my job.
In today's world, I mean, especially when you work with customers or patients so much, you can get in trouble for what you post on Facebook. So I just have always watched what I post because I don't want. And there's people that I see that I've worked with that take care of people, and I think, well, for instance, when I worked at the eye doctor, there was a girl that always posting things about smoking weed and shit, and not that I'm against that, but if a patient saw her page, would they be comfortable? Which I think different than a patient, but you know how people are nowadays.
Damn,
Oh,
feels
why
good to
do
be
you
a
have
gangsta.
them as an employee? Like,
Well,
that's bad.
That's more like the old school thinking. Like I think people.
But there's so
more-
many old school.
Well, yeah, still, but
And depending on what
If
field
you work in the medical field, you're dealing with a lot of old school thinking.
you are.
Yeah.
That is very true.
But I mean, I think a lot of people are more moving towards the more
Not just
modern
old
way of
school.
thinking.
even young people,
Conservative thinking.
even young people, when they think right, when they're supposed to think right, think that old school way because it may not be how they think, but it's a respectful way. Like, my manager's, she's young, but I don't see her being okay if I post things about smoking pot and all, like, devil shit and, like, all this, and she probably would be like, nah.
Do you think the term pot is, like, so outdated?
Oh.
I feel it's so weird to hear it now. Now that I've been more engulfed.
I do hear weed more.
Now that not that I smoke or anything.
In a go, Miranda.
I know.
But, like, I just don't ever hear pot anymore. I don't hear... I don't even hear anything for it. I just hear, hey, you want to smoke?
Yeah, you get that 3-4 most of the time.
I hear more things making fun of it than, like, actually referring to it, like jazz cabbage.
Then I hear green.
I hear jazz. I love the term jazz cabbage. 420 is Jazz Cabbage Festival.
Yep.
Jazz Cabbage Festivus.
I don't know, as far as, like, that kind of thing, I mean, I am in the mindset of the reason why it's illegal is because of they were afraid that it was going to ruin the newspaper industry. Because hemp was a viable competitor to paper.
Yeah.
So they used to say that it would make you fall in love. It would make white women fall in love with black men.
Oh,
that's why it became
huge no-no back then.
That's why it became illegal, according to history. It is, and the fact that it's still illegal to me blows my mind.
Oh, it's because Big Pharma.
Yeah,
that's their biggest. That is marijuana's biggest competition is Big Pharma. It's not even conservatives anymore.
Yeah. So, I'm waiting for the day where, and I think it's coming here within the next probably 15, 20 years where it's going to be legal. It's going to be federally legal.
I wait for that day.
And
not that I would be able to smoke it still because I guarantee Subaru.
Well,
like,
I guarantee you, even if it's going to be legal, like it's even in the states, it's legal now. A job can say,
yeah,
you're
exactly.
not allowed to smoke it.
Private company.
Yeah.
If you work for them, they have every right to say, hey, you cannot.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I had to put pants on because I'm pretty sure when I got up, my underwear was
nice.
showing. I could just feel it.
nah.
So sorry, live stream, if you saw my underwear. Pretty sure.
But yeah, we're going, I think, towards that. But the fact that it's illegal to me, like,
have you heard about the new stuff that's being sold in Lafayette?
Nope.
So my mom, there's some CBD oil places around town.
Mm-hmm.
There's a place on Earl that sells stuff, and they even had an interview on Channel 18, I think it was, about it. It looks like marijuana, it smells like marijuana, but it's not marijuana. But it's natural. And what were they saying, or what was she saying about it? Like, it only has, like, 0.03, like, THC or something. Mm-hmm. It's legal anyway, but it's supposed, like, they have 3 different kinds. One's for anxiety, one's for sleep, and one's for pain. But they're selling it, and I mean, apparently it's supposed to be like marijuana, but it's not. But it's natural. It's not like the spice shit that will get you high, but that's not natural.
Making everybody fucking freak out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it's legal. It's legal. But
I just make it legal. People want to do it. Let them do it.
It's natural.
I think that with every drug, though, too.
And
even with, like, heroin?
If you want to do it, do it. It's not my life you're ruining.
Yeah.
See, that's where you're wrong. Depending on who it is. Because my older brother, who's a drug addict, and he has been into some hard shit. And he does, I mean, when you're that hard into drugs, it can ruin the people you're involved with, their life. Just because, I mean, I remember being a little kid and him coming home high as fuck, talking to his shoe, like it was a telephone. Just that, or like just disappointing, like, oh, I'll be clean, and then you fight and try to defend him and push all these people like, fuck drug abusers, kill him, like, no, he's a person, it's a disease, blah, 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 and then they just turn around and just, like, disappoint you. So, I mean, it does, in a way, affect.
I understand that, but I'm one of those.
Emotionally.
I'm pretty cold in that sense where You know, I have family members that do that shit, and I just go, all right, fuck them. I don't care.
See, and that's where I've kind of learned from him, because there's so many times I can put myself out there and you disappoint me and make me look like an idiot. And now, because I used to be like, when people would say, fuck drug abusers, it's not a disease, fuck that, like, I would get pissed and hurt, upset, like, no, it is a disease, you guys don't understand. And he's just proven to me so many times that they were right. Like, you know what it's like to be clean. You spent the last 2 years in prison. You chose to get high again. Mm-hmm. You could have stayed clean, but you wanted to get high. So you're right there proving to me that it's not a disease and you just want that. And now I'm just like, I don't even know when the last time I talked to him was, because...
Yeah, for me,
So
like...
now I'm like, I'm like, fuck that.
When I look at, like, things like that, I'm not one of those people that are, like, pretty sympathetic for people that are like, oh no, it's a disease. Addiction is a disease. No, it's not.
No.
That's my opinion. It's not. You do it by choice. Now...
I see that now.
I do think, hold on.
It can be hard to let go of something.
Certain people, like, different people's brains are wired differently, and some people's brains are wired to want things more.
But here's the thing. I think they use them... here's my thing with addiction. It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah, it is.
That's all
exactly.
it is.
That's what it is.
You can choose to do something else.
Yes.
But you fall into this pattern that you're not really, like... It's comfortable. That's why you choose to do it.
And it's easy. I completely agree with that.
Like alcohol, like... These people that's like... I dated a girl, you know this girl, whose dad was constantly drunk. I'm not going to say any names.
Hopefully my mom.
Trying to think who.
But he ended up passing away because his liver gave out.
Yeah.
And when I would talk to him, like, this is a guy that would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, start drinking, and drink until he passed out at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And he would say, well, I do it because it just helps the pain. Like, no, buddy.
I agree with that. I agree that it's a coping mechanism, because that's what my brother would use it for, is he would use that excuse, like, he doesn't want to be an adult. He doesn't want to go to work. He doesn't want to have to provide for himself. He doesn't want to be an adult. And he would fall and say that was his excuse. Like, oh, I just can't handle it. No, that's the easy way out. I don't think it is a disease. You may be mentally ill and that leads to drug addiction, but drug addiction itself is not a mental disease.
It's people trying, like I said, it's a coping mechanism for them to deal with hardships that they don't feel like they can face up front.
Yeah.
So they try to get into a different state of mind to where it doesn't seem as hard.
I completely agree with that. That's like the perfect way to put it.
Sounds about right.
It is.
Because I'll be honest, like, life's hard. I know it's hard.
It is.
I struggle.
Do I want to fucking work every damn day of my life? No. But I don't turn to drugs.
Yeah.
But, like, going back to what we were talking about, like, I've smoked weed before.
Me too.
I have epilepsy, and people were telling me to try it. Mm-hmm. Well, whenever I would try it, I would start twitching even more than what I did. And when I would talk to my neurologist about it, they're like, oh yeah, well here's the thing, don't use recreational marijuana because that's actually a convulsant and it can cause seizures. Oh. So for the people who are like, oh yeah, just smoke weed. It doesn't work like that, people. Trust me.
I don't know.
So why do you think that drug addiction's a disease?
I didn't say that.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
No, I didn't. I said certain, like, all of our brains are wired differently, and we accept different substances differently. However, like, at the same time, like, everyone has some sort of addiction.
Yeah.
Like, we all have something that gets us going, and, you know, and we keep going back to it and keep going back to it. It's hard to let it go. And it doesn't have to be a substance. It
doesn't.
Can be an
It could
activity.
be-
It can be a person. It
could be pop.
Yeah.
Because my dad tried to explain that to my younger brother one time, because my mom smoked cigarettes, and my younger brother, when he was younger, threw a fit about that, and my dad's like, quit drinking pop. Pop is just as much an addiction as cigarettes is.
Yeah,
They're
caffeine
unhealthy.
is the most addictive substance on earth.
So, or not just fast food, like, you know, so yeah, there is, but I don't know.
It's all about lifestyle changes.
Can you imagine if
actually
Tyler
wanna
was
make
here for this conversation?
We wouldn't get a word in.
No, we wouldn't. And it'd be a lot of yelling.
Hang the drug abusers.
Like I said, it's just there's like you said, people are wired differently.
They are.
But in the end, I'll say this again. It's to cope with what they feel like they need to face.
Yeah.
And that can be
I think
anything. Like, I'll say this: when I was in Chicago, I am pretty sure I had depression. I didn't
Like
want
homesickness.
Not even that. It was just my health was bad. Something just wasn't right, and the only thing I ever wanted to do was just play video games, because it took me out of the misery that I was in and put me in a fake little world that I didn't even have to think about.
Yeah.
And I did that by choice.
Just like you, your addiction is being on your phone.
I could have went and started running, doing push-ups, working out, and stuff.
That puts a lot of effort into it, and people don't want to put effort into things.
I didn't want to do the effort and put in the work for any of that stuff, when I could easily just turn on my computer and start playing a game and not even worry about it. I was like, this is easier.
It's like talking about working out. Like, I say all the time I want to work out, but I use the excuse, I'm too tired. I work all the time. I'm exhausted. And I am. And I don't want to work out when I'm this tired, because I'm not going to do the full workout. I'm not going to get the best results. Whereas if I just do what I can, that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to use that excuse. I'm too tired.
I mean, lately, you have been pretty tired. You've been having a hard time sleeping. You've been getting up at 3 a.m.
My schedule for work is ridiculous.
And then we have the kids, and they don't make it easy to go to sleep because they're in and out of bed.
And it is true, you don't want to work out being that exhausted, because you can hurt yourself. You aren't going to do it the right way.
I bet I went to the gym this morning. Oh, that's a story we're going to get into here in a second.
Last night?
Yeah. I went to the gym this morning to do leg day, and I did...
Every day's leg day, bro.
I did 4 sets of squats and some lunges, and then I said, screw this, I'm going to do a couple sets. By that, I mean, literally, I just did 2 sets of just hammer curls, because easy. And I was like, oh.
There's my biceps.
I got up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym and basically do a whole lot of nothing, because I was just exhausted. And why was I exhausted? Because last night, so I went to bed maybe about 9:30, and went to sleep. I wake up at 2 o'clock a.m. And then I don't know why I woke up. It's irrelevant. But I woke up, and all of a sudden, I make a move or something, and her over there, my wife, just puts all of her weight and force into whatever she just did, and just moved. That woke me up even more, and I was like, so that got me thinking or something, and I was like, and then so I would kept breathing, and she would just move, and every time she moved, she just put all of her force into it, and I remember her telling me when we first started dating, and she would stay the night, when I would start snoring, she would just
purposely
move around to wake me up just a little bit,
to stop us snoring
and
or
knock
deep breathing.
me out of it,
That's what Kristen does.
So I thought that's what she was doing, but I'm not done. I'm not done. So, but I chose to not say anything. I let her do it because I didn't know if she was asleep or not, and maybe she was just sleeping hard and all that. I thought she was asleep, and I didn't want to risk waking her up, and then because I know she has a hard time getting back to sleep. She has a hard time sleeping, so I just wrote it out. I was up for an hour and a half.
I do. So
experiencing this.
I do. I have a hard time falling asleep. I'm weird, and if I hear any kind of noise other than the fan going, like his snoring or deep breathing or a dog barking or like a clicking, I can't sleep. I'll sit there and I'll listen to it. Or I'll just think about whatever. I can't fall asleep. Finally, when I do fall asleep, I wake up multiple times throughout the night. Like, the other morning, I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was up the rest of the night.
Do you have a TV in your bedroom?
I do, but we don't turn it on.
Are you on your phone a lot at night?
Not when I go to bed. If I wake up, I've always heard, like, if you wake up in the middle of the night, or if you're trying to fall asleep, like, step away trying to do something, and then... So the other morning I did, when I woke up at 1, I went out to the couch, because he was snoring, and I couldn't fall back asleep. I went out to the couch, tried to lay there, I tossed and I turned, I was like, okay, well, I'll get on my phone, try to kill some time. Got on it for maybe, like, 10 minutes, put it down, tossed and turned, and I just stayed awake. But, so... I have tried, like, over-the-counter, like, sleeping pills. They always make me drowsy and feel like shit the next morning. So I quit taking those. I went to my doctor. They tried prescribing me some kind of, like, motion sickness that will help me relax and sleep. But I didn't do shit. And then everyone's like, melatonin, try that. So for the last week, I tried melatonin. That did nothing for me. So, yesterday, because it was not last night, but the night before is when I was up at 1 a.m. And then I had to go to work 4 to 12:30, and I was exhausted. So, I went to the store and got over-the-counter, like, ZQuil, that shit. Took some last night. Was like, okay, 8:30, I'm going to bed. I'm tired, it's kicking in, whatever. Like, an hour later, my daughter comes charging in our room, like, screaming at me and crying, and it woke me up, and I was like, what the fuck? He got her out, went back to bed. And I remember from 12 o'clock on, I do remember waking up, like, every hour. But I don't remember tossing and turning like that. Because it doesn't put me in a, like, relaxed sleep. But I don't remember tossing and turning and throwing all my weight like that. And then I woke up feeling not relaxed, not well rested. Like, I got hit by a truck and...
Well, the reason I thought you thought I was snoring was because I had a whistle in my nose. Because it gets really dry in here.
Snoring or deep breathing... to me is the same. If I hear that, I'm gonna be like,
I had a whistle in my nose.
Stop it.
When I'm awake, I breathe directly. I only breathe through my nose. When I'm asleep, apparently I breathe through my mouth.
Well, here lately he's been sleeping on his back or facing me right in my ear. Face away from me.
Sleep away from her.
Face away from me.
I always go to sleep away from you.
You don't sleep away from me though.
I have been.
You haven't been?
I have been because I know this.
He rolls over.
But, like, my left shoulder hurts so bad because I have to take that pillow and, like, shove it in my ear to try to... I hate that I'm like that, but and I've always been that way.
Kristen's like that. Before we got together, she had to sleep in complete silence. And I was like, I have to have a fan.
No, I have to have the fan, and that's the only thing I want to hear. That's all.
But she's so, like, she hits me if I'm snoring, and... I guess lately I've been like sick for like the past month, trying to get over some sinus thing, so I've just been like snoring like crazy. So past few nights she's been going out to the couch.
That's what I've been doing.
And I feel bad about
It's uncomfortable.
And I'm just like, I'm sorry.
Well, see, and I feel bad.
I feel bad too.
I feel bad that it's bothering me that much to go to the couch. Like, and the thing, like, when we got together, it wasn't that bad. Like, he would cuddle up next to me, put his head on me, and he'd snore a little, but I could just deal with it and fall asleep. It's only been recently that it's really been bothering me, and maybe it's the new job and the weird schedule.
I think you're just stressed and having a hard time going to sleep.
That might be it, because it's only been recently, and I've been going out to the couch, and it's uncomfortable, and I hate that, because I don't want to sleep away, but I feel bad that he feels bad for that.
I feel terrible.
I feel bad that you feel bad, which makes me feel even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel terrible.
It does, and I don't want. And I remember, but it's been this way. Like with my ex.
You could always try changing your diet up a little bit.
Fuck that. I'm kidding.
They say that's really like a lot of it comes from.
That could be because I've been drinking more pop and eating shittier. But
it all depends on when you eat too.
With my ex, I remember I wore earplugs. Everyone's like, wear earplugs. I do. And I did with my ex. He snored so bad, I did wear earplugs. But then I had kids, and I didn't want to wear earplugs when I had babies. And it's just uncomfortable, and I don't want to do that, and I just want to fall asleep.
I've tried sleeping with earplugs. It doesn't work.
It's uncomfortable.
For me.
I just need to find a doctor that can give me something that will help me go to sleep and stay asleep.
Earplugs also don't block out every frequency. So
they block out what you would do.
They will block out certain things. Like, I remember, so back when I first started working at Subaru, I was on B line, and on A line they had this alarm that would go off. It was a call light, but the only way to turn it off was to find the button that it was pushed on. And sometimes people would push the button, and they didn't need anything. They just push the button and walk away. And then this thing would be going off for like half an hour. Boo-doo, boo-doo, boo-doo. And like no one could find where it was. Mm-hmm. So I started wearing earplugs whenever I was on a specific job that was closest to that like alarm going off. And so the first time I put in earplugs, I was like, then all it did was block out every noise but that. I was like, damn it!
This is
Time
the
out.
worst idea ever.
I think your grandma was watching when we were talking about her.
I think so too. She's been texting me.
Oh, what'd she say?
Because
on the thing that she commented on, I said, I don't ever talk bad, and I'm not on the show that much, so I don't know what they say. And she goes, yes, I do watch. Sometimes the words leave me very upset. And then she comments on the feed and says, have to go play cards. It was nice seeing you.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, Grandma.
What'd she say to you?
I apologize. This is me.
Is she playing euchre?
I don't. Probably bridge.
I learned how to
What
play
did she
euchre
text
finally.
you?
Tell your friend that he is so wrong about drugs. I don't know exactly what you were saying about drugs, but you're wrong apparently. Think about your Uncle Aaron. I don't have much to say about my Uncle Aaron.
I'm assuming it's probably something to do with what I was saying about addiction.
I'm probably on her bad side now.
I don't have much to say about my Uncle Aaron. I don't really know much about his condition, the condition of his addiction, or his jail time, or what's going on in his life. I've been kept pretty out of the dark of that. I just know he's never really.
Your Uncle Aaron?
Yeah.
Like your dad's brother?
Mm-hmm.
I met him.
You have not, because he doesn't come around.
How many brothers are there?
4.
Oh.
Drew, Adam, my dad, Ashley, and Aaron.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I have experience in it as well. Like, I have cousins and such that are like that. Blaine knows these cousins because they were in our school.
Yeah.
And the stuff they do is by choice.
Yeah.
And like that's why I'll argue that until the day I die.
Same here.
There's people that it might be something that they really feel like they have to have, but in the end, it's like, do you really have to have it?
Right.
Or is it you just trying to deal with something that you can't handle?
Right. Now.
That's why people join cults too.
No, and I do. I mean it when I say I was my brother's #1 fan and rooter. Like, so many people gave him shit for all his addiction. I remember getting in fights with my parents. Like, I remember he came back from jail. He was like, oh, I'm all clean.
You hit the microphone.
I did. He's all clean, yada yada, but he wasn't. He was not clean. And he walked out of my parents, walked miles away, and I followed him. And that made my parents...
You can see the waveform.
That made my parents hate me because I followed him. But in my mind back then, I was like, he's got a problem. These people need positive support. Positive support will bring them out of this. I don't know how many times I gave him my positive support and he just shut it down. He shut it down. So yeah, this last time when he got out of prison, he's like, oh man, I really changed and we're going to hang out and family Christmas and families and blah, blah, blah. And I would try to get him to do stuff. No. The only thing he ever wanted to do with me was, oh, what are you doing tonight? You could ever come over and get drunk? And or, hey, let's go and do this. Oh, man, I'm with my buddy, right? I'll see you tomorrow. No, you know what? Fuck you. You have proven to me that you don't want to be clean and you only use me. And I'm not going to keep hurting myself.
Unless they want to change.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's how it's always going to be. Because people only look out for themselves.
Yeah.
In the end, that's what everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I feel about it. Whatever, we don't need to talk about it again because we've already talked about this episode. Where was I going? Oh yeah, that's why they joined cults too, man. Fucking cults are just like drugs. Because of I saw it on an episode of Boy Meets World.
Oh my god.
And Sean joins the cult, and it's because he feels empty, so he needs to cope. And it's called The Center. And then Jonathan Turner gets in a motorcycle accident, so he brings a guy with him. It's a good episode. It's the last episode you see Mr. Turner until Girl Meets World.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was one of the great mysteries. What happened to Mr. Turner?
He joined a cult.
Because you're like, did he die? You don't know if he died or not. Then you find out that he went to New York and married his nurse, and then he became the superintendent of the school that Corey taught at in New York City.
Damn.
Continuity, man.
Welcome, Mr. Nick Maxon.
So Nick,
Hope you're enjoying this conversation.
A Boy Meets World.
A Boy Meets World.
Topanga and Corey are. I used to think they were relationship goals,
Oh, yeah.
and after watching the series again, they're not.
Why?
Because Topanga is very whiny, and
Needy.
constantly is always just like, our relationship's not gonna work out, and Corey has to do all this bullshit hoop jumping to get it to do to work. Like, what kind of 20-plus-year-old woman is freaking out so bad that because her parents are getting a divorce? She's acting like a 8-year-old child and blames herself for her parents.
Not gonna lie, if my parents got a divorce now, I'd probably be upset about it.
yeah.
But would you literally...
I wouldn't ruin our relationship over it.
That's
No.
what she did.
No.
Her and Corey are going to get married in 3 months. She found out her parents are getting divorced, and she calls off their engagement. Grow the fuck up.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, come on. My parents have been divorced since I was 2. I don't give a shit.
I'm a child of divorce.
I'm a child of divorce.
I'm a child of divorce.
I am
What do you
what I
want from
am.
me?
I am what I am.
You know, it's sad. Well, it's sad, but not sad. I remember
Best
in
line
7th
ever.
grade, conflict resolution.
Nick Maxon says Topanga is bae.
Dude, she is fine as fuck, though. And she... Dude, back in the day, when she was doing, the high school episodes... Ooh, Topanga, Topanga, Topanga. She was banging. And then, she kind of got fat.
I was never really into her.
What's wrong with being fat?
Just saying, she was banging. And then she became plumping.
Plumping.
You know it's a real relationship goal, and I know it's another teen drama.
He's all capping. Her life and worldview were crumbling around her. She was hurt.
Oh my god.
She was hurt, but you know what? Being an adult, you gotta act your age, not act like a fucking preteen who's like, oh my god.
Well, not only that, you can't base your relationship on your parents' relationship.
Exactly. But
You can't.
like I said, if you want real relationship goals, go to another teen drama. Haley and Nathan from One Tree Hill.
I never watched One Tree Hill.
Dude, I didn't either, and then I watched it, and I was like, this is ridiculous, but I love it.
Nope. I never watched it.
Everyone in that show's gorgeous, for one.
You know what I watched growing up? Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's what I watched.
I saw
Do you
Buffy.
guys see this on the camera right now?
Your
Yeah.
pudgy belly.
You got a
So-
fupa.
That's
I
my
got one
pudge
too.
right here.
I got one too.
You got a fupa, brother.
I do not.
It's the fat upper penis area.
I did not.
I do not have a fupa.
No.
No.
I don't have a fupa.
It's okay. You can have a fupa with me.
Girls, it's different though. The fat upper pussy
Oh,
area.
I know.
Ah.
The fat
Is that not
upper
what
pussy.
you did not know?
No, I knew that.
Oh, okay. You said, "Oh, I did not know that."
Ooh.
Oh my god, where have you been?
I'd recommend watching One Tree Hill. Like I said,
It's on the CW app.
it's dramatic as hell.
Chris
But-
Pratt was in that, wasn't he?
Uh,
Or am I
No.
thinking something else?
no, Chris
Maybe I'm
Pratt's.
thinking the OC. No, I'm thinking something else.
No, One Tree Hill. So what it's about is about this small town in North Carolina with these two brothers. They're half brothers, and the dad disowns his firstborn. He doesn't even recognize him. So he lives with his
So the ranch.
well he lives with his mom in this town, and then the dad lives with his new wife and his other son. He got these 2 girls pregnant within 3 months of each other.
Wait, the dad did? Or the... Oh, damn.
And it's such a, like I said, drama-filled show where, like, they're, like, both really good at basketball, and they're, like, both popular.
I was right. Chris Pratt's on the OC.
Is he on the OC?
Yeah.
You know, my ex gives me enough drama that I don't think I
And
can watch
Olivia
any
Wilde.
drama.
Dude, I'm just saying, it's a good show. But, like, it gets to a point where you're like, dude, these high schoolers, that doesn't make sense. Like, there's one episode where this girl, like, has, like, a legitimate stalker guy trying to kill her. And it's like, I don't really know many high school students that would have this. Plus all the other stuff that happened to them.
I had a stalker.
This guy was pretty bad. I'll say that.
He didn't try killing me. He didn't.
So,
but I did. I had a stalker in high school.
Like, so they had that. Then they had a school shooting episode where one of their friends actually, or previous friends, brought a gun and accidentally shot one of the characters. Who, the girl he shot was the one that had the stalker later. And then, after they graduate high school, they all are pretty successful at what they do. Like, one guy goes to the NBA. The other one is, like, a famous fashion designer from New York City. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. But you know what? I love it. It's a good-ass show.
Have you watched the Ted Bundy?
No, I want to.
Watch it.
That's funny because I have, like, you know, the TED Talks.
Mhm.
The episode for the stream is called Ted Bundy Talks.
Yeah, I need to,
I would watch it.
I want to watch.
You get it? Ted Bundy Talks.
I get
Like
it.
TED Talks,
Damn,
but Ted
Jesus.
Bundy.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, God.
But,
No.
Yup.
Well,
I want to watch those.
last week when you guys had your podcast on here, I messaged him. I said, "Are you wanting to watch?" Because I like documentaries. I haven't watched them here a lot.
I thought you were asking me because you heard us talking about it on the show.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking about it.
Yeah, we were talking about it literally and you texted me.
Oh no, I didn't hear that.
That's
I was
great.
streaming. I was going through Netflix, and I've been hearing a lot about it. I want to watch it. So I'm 10 minutes in. I was like, shit, he might want to watch it. Do you want to watch it? And he's like, yeah, quit watching it. I'm like, fine.
You gotta knock that shit off.
He didn't even get to fucking watch most of it because he slept through half of it.
Yeah, we.
Slept through
But
a little
no,
bit of it.
I
watch
probably
it.
can't watch it until Kristen is like in bed, or I can watch it at a different time because she won't want to watch that.
It was neat.
Like I said,
It
she
was-
wants to watch the Gilmore Girls right now. That's all she's been watching.
It was very, I don't want to say informative. It made history, and I remember my mom grew up in the 70s, so I had asked her. I said, "Do you remember hearing about Ted Bundy when you were, growing up?" And she's like, "Yeah, why?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're watching the Netflix documentary." And she's like, "That's evil. Why are you watching that?" And I'm like, "It's history." And I keep hearing all this shit about, like, people are pissed or Netflix is pissed because they're sexualizing Ted Bundy, but really,
People were sexualizing them, yeah.
but really,
He was a charming guy.
he was.
He was an attractive,
like,
charming guy.
in the documentary, several people say, "This is the guy I'd want my daughter to bring home."
Well, that's what.
So they're doing a good job. They did a good
That was
job.
the big controversy when they cast Zac Efron.
They did a
for him
good
in the
job
movie,
doing that.
and they're like, they're making him more sexual, and it's like
He
his
was
whole
supposed to be.
like he would charm his way into women's homes, sleep with them, and then murder them. That's what he did.
He even, and you'll see in the doc, he charmed the judges.
Yeah.
He charmed the officers.
He always said he was a law student. And then he decides, when everything was going down in the end, he decides to represent himself. He is part of his own co-counsel.
So they did a good job casting
He did
Zac
not have a
Efron.
law degree whatsoever.
Netflix wants to buy the new movie, though, for $9 million.
That's what they did with the
They
interview,
wanted-
right?
I would love to. I really want to. James Hetfield's in it.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays the officer that pulls him over.
Hmm.
And basically catches him, kind of. It's his acting debut.
But it is. I like documentaries, and it was very.
sad but true.
I like it. You should watch it. It was really good.
I will. I'll watch it.
I mean,
It
yeah,
looked
he's a
pretty
bad guy.
interesting. I like watching stuff like that, and it does kind of creep me out though sometimes when I'm watching that.
I really want to watch. There's another one on there for. I think there's another one on there for Jeffrey Dahmer. like his interviews and stuff. And
I like-
I want to see that.
There's a
That's
movie about that, right?
That's some fucked up shit. My friend Jeffrey or Jeffrey
Yeah,
Dahmer.
something like that.
Yeah, I want to
That's
watch
a new
that.
I like to watch the stuff about like unsolved crimes or
Right.
stuff about the serial killers. But
We will.
as I'm
more
watching it, I'm always
him.
just like, ooh, that's creepy. Like the Zodiac killer stuff.
What were you just
Interesting.
watching
Creepy.
about the? I wanted to watch it with you. We watched some episodes together, but you were watching it more without me.
Oh, to make a murderer?
To Make a Murder about the who
or
was
making
it?
a murderer. It was about the guy in fucking Wisconsin. Yeah.
But what was it about?
So
He got away with a murder, or no, he didn't get away. He got proved innocent.
Like 30 years ago, he spent like 18 years in jail, falsely accused of rape.
Yeah, I remember hearing about
And then
this.
it turns out he wasn't even the one that raped her. He gets out and he starts suing the county. He's about to get like $3 million, and out of nowhere he gets hit with a
Murders.
fucking murder charge. Yeah.
So
And
it's like a documentary of like
On top of that,
he's
like
innocent. And
they somehow manipulate his nephew into saying that he was an accessory, and that he helped him do it and all this, and like he didn't know what he was doing, because his nephew's kind of dumb. Like he was like a 15, 16-year-old kid, and he was just like, he's not all there, he's kind of slow, and they basically told him, they started asking, the way they were asking him questions, they were basically telling him what to say, and he's like, yeah, now that
They were leading the witness.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of like that show we watched, the really stupid high school
American Vandal.
Yes, where they like.
She hasn't watched season 1.
I haven't, but we watched the second
Season 2.
season. Have you watched the second season?
No, I saw the first
Season 1 was great.
I haven't watched it.
Way
that one.
better. Season 1 was way better.
I didn't draw the dicks.
We
Yeah,
watched
I
like
enjoy
the first
dicks,
episode.
dude.
But no, that reminded me of how they were like making him like shit. Like they're drilling this in my head. I am the person that did this.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds interesting. I'll watch that too.
Making a Murder?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's fucking great because they're all Wisconsin, and they're fucking like they have like actual phone calls and stuff from the prison to them, and
I didn't fucking kill him.
I just don't get it. Like the truth's gonna come out, and they're gonna know that I did not kill her.
I'm gonna go call Maverick real quick.
All right.
That's my son's birthday, so I gotta go call him.
Yeah. Shout out Maverick. Happy birthday.
Why
You're
are-
5, bro. My stepson.
My nephew just turned 5.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's these conversations, and it's just like all you hear is them going, yeah. It's just funny hearing them talk, and like you hear the word yeah so much, and like they're like really fucking Wisconsinite. They're fucking Scotties.
They're Scotties, dude.
They're fucking Scotties, and I love it. I love the Wisconsin accent.
I said
so
I like
much.
watching that kind of stuff, but like I said, creeps me out. I'm a chicken. I get scared easy.
Oh, this is not like creepy whatsoever. It's just like, it's frustrating almost because you see all the evidence against the people that put him behind bars, and you're like, how is he gonna get out of this? Like, but at the same and like, how is any of this standing up in court? And it's just like it's just a story of corruption. I haven't finished season 2.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up because you remember like those like Casey Anthony cases and stuff from a couple years ago.
Vaguely, yeah.
And like people were just amazed that she was found innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And because like we watch the news and we hear all about this stuff.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: the jury, they don't have access to any of that stuff.
No, they just have access to what they see in court.
Yeah, like they are literally put in a hotel room with nothing, like no contact with like anything. So like,
They're put in a courtroom. They take notes. That's it.
yeah, like they cannot be swayed by the media like we are. And I mean, not to say that she was innocent or guilty or not, whatever, because I believe her crime was she killed her kids, or they accused of killing her kids.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember.
And I just remember the shock that people had when she was found innocent. But it's like, these jurors, they don't have access to the same kind of media sway that we do. Because I wonder with like I've never done jury duty.
Me either.
I've been called once, but I didn't go because I had school. I had classes, and I was like, I'm not missing classes.
I've always to me, I've always heard it's like basically life or death if you don't go. And I that's how it's been like portrayed to me. Like, you have to go. You cannot get out of it unless you're like deathly ill or something. But it's like from like that was me before adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
Enter adulthood and like actually like real legit adulthood. Like, I turned 25. I get my discount on my car insurance. Adulthood.
Yeah.
Like, all I hear is like people like, yeah, they called me up for jury duty, but I just told them I can't do it.
Can't miss work. Can't miss work.
And it's just like, oh.
Yeah, so, I mean...
It doesn't seem like as much of a hassle as...
It's not. But, yeah, like, I would assume that if I were part of a jury in, like, a major... Let's say it's, like, just a case of...
like, seriously, you can be, like, selected for jury duty, and you can call them up and be like, nah.
There's no way.
I don't feel like it. Oh, okay.
But I feel like if you were a part of, like, these cases and you wouldn't have access to that... You know, I could see how these, like, arguments could win you over to prove that someone's actually innocent. Because we want to think that... We don't want to think of, like... In the case of the Casey Anthony case, you don't want to think of a mother killing her child.
No.
Like...
It happens, though.
It happens.
But you don't want to think about it.
But you don't want to think about that. So your mind's going to immediately go, oh, no, she wouldn't have done that. But anyway, yeah, like... I like watching that kind of thing, the documentaries and these unsolved crimes and that kind of stuff. Like I said, I really like the Zodiac killer stuff. Mm-hmm. Even that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, I thought that was pretty good.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah.
That was a good movie, though.
That was a good movie. It was really slow, and it wasn't quite... Given I had zero information in my head about the Zodiac killer.
Yeah, me too.
I went in there thinking, oh, they're going to find this guy. And, oh. Do we have a guest?
He wants to say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, Maverick.
What's up, dude?
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's the big 5.
Big 5.
He asked where you work.
I'm doing my podcast, dude.
Oh.
Are you having a good day?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, that's good. That's all anybody can ask for.
Ah.
That's my stepson, folks.
I just wanted to yell, give the stripper a good lap dance.
Oh my god. Ugh. No, I highly recommend Making a Murderer. I still need to finish season 2, but like I didn't even realize they were gonna make a season 2. Like that they recently reopened everything, and supposedly he's got this new lawyer who specializes in
bullshit cases.
Bullshit cases like this. Where and she is like where I'm at in the series. She's convinced like this is bullshit. She's like we are gonna expose this and we are gonna get him out of jail.
So he's back in jail.
Oh yeah, he's been in jail for 10 years. At this point, 14 years.
For the murder?
For the murder.
So he was in jail for 18 years.
The murder supposedly happened roughly, I think, November 3rd, 2005. Coming back?
She wants to say hi to you.
Oh, okay. This is my stepdaughter.
Nazira.
Hi, Zane.
Hey, Nazira.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Now I do.
Okay, that's good. Hi, Nazira. You're on my podcast.
I love you.
I love you too.
That's so freaking cute.
It's so adorable.
Are you done?
So this guy has been in jail he was in jail for like 18 years.
A good portion of his life.
Because of a false rape accusation.
Originally, 18 years, I believe.
And then he gets put back in jail for like another 14 for this murder accusation.
Making a Murderer. Let's see here. This show tells the story of Stephen Avery, a man of Manitowoc County, Wisconsin, who served 18 years in prison for the wrongful conviction of sexual assault and attempted murder of Penny Bernstein. He was again charged in 2005 and convicted in 2007 for the murder of Teresa Halbach. The connected story is that of Brendan Dassey, accused and convicted as an accessory in the murder. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if they would have said he did this murder and it was at the same time he was in prison and he still got put in jail.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes that's how it fucking goes, and that's bullshit.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Bigglesworth.
Baxter is currently loving all over Matt.
It's probably because I got Dorito fingers.
It might be.
It's like, yes, give me the Doritos.
So I'm drinking a beer right now.
Beer.
It's 450 Nuggets, which is one of 450 North's new distribution beers. They actually send it out to liquor stores and whatnot. So the funny story behind this is, my brother turned 21 last Thursday.
Brady?
Logan. Brady's been 21.
That's what I thought. I thought
he's-
Brady's been 21 for a few years now.
He's going to be 23 this year. Logan turned 21. And before I get into his 21st birthday story, which I don't know much of it, it's a very brief story on my end.
I wasn't there.
For one,
That's
yeah.
the story.
For one, I wasn't there or involved. But no, so him, my mom, my youngest brother Landon, who's I think about to be 16, and then Logan's girlfriend Kylie. They all came over. We played Cards Against Humanity. Well, Logan comes over and he brings over 2 4-packs of beer, 450 Nugs and Payday, also by 450 North, and. My brother turns 21, and instead of buying himself beer, he buys me beer.
21, you're not supposed to buy yourself beer. People buy it for you.
But he bought me beer. I mean, good on him. Cool. Tyler has some beer now because he loves the Payday. I hate the Payday, but Tyler loves Payday. And now, since Tyler's not here, he doesn't get to enjoy the Payday.
They're not having fun.
Take that, Tyler.
You know what I get to enjoy? Baxter on my lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maverick was like, "Where's Blaine? I want to say hi to him."
He never wants to say hi to me on the phone.
I don't think they're having fun right now. I hear
Yeah.
Michael in the background screaming at him.
That's
Baxter,
unfortunate.
he looks like he lost some weight.
He did. A little bit.
He did last summer.
Yeah, he got real skinny.
No, Baxter, come back. Oh.
Baby.
He had a lot of health issues last summer.
Yeah, like, we kept finding blood all over his bed, and we're like, what the fuck?
I think it was it's documented on the show. Like, he came up to Tyler, and Tyler was like, "You smell like asshole."
Like,
Then he had a hole in
Yeah.
the asshole.
Yeah.
Tyler was talking about it a few episodes back.
because I would go home, or go to his house on my lunch break, because I didn't live far, because I had an hour lunch, and I just sit at his house, and I was petting him, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Baxter's got a hole on his side. He's like, what the fuck? He had an abscess that burst, and it was just nasty. So he did, and he lost some weight.
He's a good kid.
Yeah.
I remember Baxter when Blaine got Baxter.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I had him for a few months by the time you met him.
Yeah.
He's an asshole.
He was an asshole then too.
He's really not an asshole.
He just chill.
I don't know if I've
Yes.
told this story, but literally, so the day I got him, I was with my ex Katie, and I had just started Subaru like a couple months prior.
That's the story you just told your mom the other day.
Yes, but I don't think I've showed it on the show. So we get Baxter, and I immediately have to leave for work. Like that's how what time it was. I was like, I'm just gonna drop you guys off, and I'm gonna go to work. And which kind of bummed me out because I wanted to, like, I had always wanted my own cat, and I finally got him, and I couldn't even hang out with him. First break comes, and I get a text. I have a couple texts from Katie saying, "We need to take him back. He's an asshole." I'm like, okay, like why? Like he's just mean. He's not getting along with anybody. And I'm like,
Look at that. Does that
I'm
look
like,
mean?
no kidding. And I'm like, yeah, like you just brought him into a house that has 2 toddlers, 3 other cats, and a couple dogs. Like, And on top of that, he's just in a new environment. He's not going to be happy. And she's like, well, she had no argument against it. I was like, it takes time for cats to adjust. Like, it takes a couple weeks. She's like, I've never had a cat take that. I'm like, well, all cats are different. And you've just been extremely, extremely lucky.
Cats are like people. They're all different.
No, so, like, she's like, okay, fine. Like, we'll give it a little bit. But if he doesn't change, we're taking him back. I'm like, no. Because I just paid $70 for this fucking cat. We are keeping him. I don't care how big of an asshole he is. Sure enough, he's an asshole. Later that month, she ended up leaving me, and I just moved back into my storage unit that was also Scott and I's apartment.
I just moved back into the storage unit, and then I looked at back and I was like, yeah, fuck her.
I literally, and no, she asked, she's like, are you taking Baxter? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I was starting to really grow on him, or he was starting to grow on me. I'm like, I don't care. He's my cat. Like, you didn't want him. I'm taking him. I remember I talked to Scott. I was like, hey, I know you were talking about moving in with your girlfriend, but what do you think? He's like, no, we're renewing. Because our lease was about up at Pheasant Run, and I was like, do you want to renew? He's like, yeah, that's for the best. So we lived there for like another year, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since like 6 months of that year he wasn't there. Because then he actually did move in with her, but the lease wasn't up, so I was like, sweet, half the rent's paid, and I don't have a roommate.
I practically lived with you guys for like a summer.
Yeah, that summer.
I just slept on your couch every night.
Yep.
Baxter's a fun asshole.
He's not nearly the same cat. Like, he was a giant asshole that wouldn't play or cuddle or anything back then.
He plays with me all the time.
Back then.
He'll chase me around. Like, if I get him going, he'll chase me around.
Shit, we got Bob Floyd.
Don't have cats. I never had a cat. My mom's allergic. Kristen's allergic.
I'm a dog person. I do like cats.
I'm a dog person. We want a small dog right now because we live in a trailer and our yard's not big enough. Plus, our schedule is kind of hectic. So, who knows when we'd be home.
He's kicking himself in the face.
So, we're like,
I'm kicking
if
my
we're going to get a
ass.
dog, we'll get a small dog. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to look at corgis because Lou was a corgi.
Yeah.
And corgis are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
God, I remember.
I want a dog so bad. Because
And
I'm saying no.
I found some corgis online here in Indiana.
For the record, I'm only saying no to a Great Dane.
I want a Great Dane.
They have heart problems.
Big,
But they're
dumbass
small.
dogs.
They're apartment dogs. They don't need a lot of space. People are like, oh, they're a big dog. They need a lot of space.
A Great Dane?
A Great Dane? Yeah. They're called apartment dogs because people think, oh, they need this huge fenced-in area to run in. They need all this room. They don't. They pick a spot and they stay in that spot, and they don't need a whole lot of room.
Sounds like
very
a boring
chill,
ass dog.
relaxed dogs.
I want a chill dog, but I don't want a boring dog.
Anyway,
Not
I
boring.
wanted to get a corgi, and it was like $1,200 for a corgi from this place. I was like, oh my god, no, no! And then online, Crystal really wants a golden retriever. On Facebook,
They get
Taylor
big.
Saul.
They get big.
Yeah, well, Taylor Saul was they don't get that big. Yeah, like 50 pounds.
They're like like
Most
Aussies.
of the
They're
few
medium.
the few golden retrievers I've had, they just get huge.
Well, I'll say this. So the thing that really made me want to get a dog is Kristen tagged me in this post, and it was a golden retriever German Shepherd mix, and it was at that Natalie's Second Chance.
yeah.
And I was like, let's go see it. I want a German Shepherd. You want a golden retriever? We're meeting in the middle. And it was a 6-month-old puppy. And I'm like, hot dog, let's go check this thing out. So we get there, and we're looking at some of the dogs that are
Sold.
like in there, and we talked to a guy, and we're like, well, we saw the post about Denali, and he just smiled. He's like, you want to see her? And I was like, absolutely. Or him, I don't remember what it was. It was a few weeks ago now. And this dog comes out, and this is not a small dog. This is a 6-month-old dog that they're like, oh yeah, he's still a puppy. It's 70 pounds.
Holy shit.
I'm like, here's the thing though. It's the chillest dog ever. Didn't bark once.
Yeah.
Just came up to me and sat right on my leg and was just let me pet it. And I was like, this is mine. I am the alpha already. It knows. and I was in love. And then we took it for a walk around the block a few times, and again, just didn't bark once. And I was like, this dog's amazing. I have to have this dog.
I want a dog.
And they're like, oh yeah, it's only $200 plus the application fee. I was like, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Find out when we get home, when we look over our lease, you're only allowed up to a 50-pound dog, and you can't have German Shepherds.
Oh, yep.
And I was just like, God, why?
Yep, they fall in that pit bull Doberman category.
Basically, it was the System of a Down. Why have you forsaken me? And I cried.
Aww.
Because angels deserve to die.
Yeah.
I want
And,
a dog so bad. I am such a... But see,
We're not ready for
this
it
is
yet.
the difference between him and I. I grew up, my parents bred dogs. We have all kinds of dogs. But in a good way. Not like the, like, nasty, like, over, like, the top dogs. Like, I just love dogs. I believe dogs should get up on the couch and cuddle you and sleep in bed with you. And they're your companion. They're there for your comfort. There's people like him who just have the fucking furniture. No.
That's
We have
kinda how I am.
No. We have a dog. I'm sorry, but if I'm at home watching a movie,
Then
fucking
you can
dog,
pay for Andy's couch.
that dog is gonna be on. Dogs don't ruin furniture unless they scratch at it, which the fucking cats scratch at it more.
Cats ruin furniture more
Cats,
than
yes.
dogs.
What has Loki been doing? Scratching at our furniture. Okay.
I don't know. I see a lot of slobber from the dog that.
I think
Slobber,
that it depends.
slobber.
I think it depends on the dog.
It does.
If you have a smaller dog, let's say like a Shih Tzu, let it get on the furniture. I don't care.
Yeah, that's.
No.
But if you got like a German Shepherd, no.
Yeah.
No. In my experience and my parents' experiences, the smaller dogs is what ruin the furniture because they try to jump on the back of the couch, so they scratch. If you have leather, they scratch
You
all of
smack
this.
the damn dog.
And they get on the top. Big dogs, they climb up on top, they sit down, and that's it. They don't try to jump up on the top or scratch the furniture. I'm sorry, I want to cuddle my dog. And when we have a dog, the only reason I haven't said let's go get a dog yet is because my kids still fight over Loki. We've had him since August.
Yeah.
They still fight over holding him. I said, until you guys are old enough to take turns or like not fight over an animal, we will not have a dog. But
I'm not ready for a dog.
I am. I love dogs.
I want a dog real bad,
Me
but
too.
we just don't have the space.
I wouldn't mind having a dog, but I am not ready for a dog.
See, and a lot of people, like, we both work full time. A lot of people are like, oh, you can have a dog. When I met him, I was working 2 jobs, and I had an Aussie German Shepherd mix. The best dog. I potty trained, I crate trained her. I mean, she would go in the crate in the morning when I go to work. She'd stay in there all day. Wouldn't potty anything. As soon as I got home, she'd go outside and go potty. And from the time I got home until she got back in the cage, she was out with us. She slept with me,
See, I'm
played
just
with
like,
the kids.
how's a dog not piss for 8 hours?
You can train them
9
because
hours.
when you
don't
train a
want 'em
dog,
long, but
it took a while. It took a couple weeks, but that crate is their home, their bed. Dogs don't want to piss or shit
they're not supposed to.
in their bed, so they learn to hold it until then. But what I want us to do, what I'm used to with my parents, is a doggy door. My parents' dogs never were crate trained. They had a doggy door. They let themselves in and out. Well, he's worried about the cats. Well, they have collars now where you put a collar chip on a dog. The doggy door reads that chip and will open up only for that. That's what I want to do. Training the dog to go in and out on its own so you don't have that hustle. So the dog can stay out all day. You train the dog not to get in garbage or chew things and it can stay out all day so it's not stuck in a cage. That's what we're used to. But no, the dogs are supposed to hold their stuff. I mean, they do. She did. She was a perfect dog. I wish we still had.
I just feel bad about that. Because I know I gotta pee at least 3 times a day now. So if I had to go, if I was a dog and I had to hold my piss for 9.5 hours,
I
I'd
did
be
feel bad,
miserable.
but I mean, she was out from the moment I got home until all night, until I went. I mean, they learn to hold it, and then I ended up selling her to a nurse who, she actually went through doggy doctor school, and she's like a therapy dog.
Mhm.
Yeah, I miss her. The kids miss her. I'm ready for another dog.
I thought about getting a service dog.
I wouldn't mind an Akita Husky mix.
He said he wants a husky. I'm okay with the husky.
I want an Akita husky mix because then it'd be like a smaller husky.
See, I heard huskies are kind of like out there and spastic.
They're very hyper and they're
very-
hard to control.
They're insanely high maintenance.
Same
They're-
with
and
Dalmatians.
they shed like crazy.
Dalmatians are very like hyper and.
That's why I
pretty high
want
maintenance.
a Great Dane. They're calm dogs. You don't have to do a lot for them. Yes, they are big, but you
I don't
don't
want a big dog.
have to do a lot for them.
That's why Kristen wants a golden retriever. They're a medium-sized dog, but they're fairly calm normally. Although they do have statistically the most incidents with children,
Yes,
smaller
they
children.
are very. They can be aggressive.
But the thing with that is, statistics are skewed.
They're also considered like the most family dog.
Yeah.
Like the biggest family dog.
Most people have German or golden retrievers.
Yeah.
I think they're like the most owned dog in the country.
I had 4 of them growing up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
that statistic's skewed. It's kind of like, hey, you know, shark attacks tend to happen closer to shore. Well, no shit, because that's where the people are. Like,
Whoa.
I don't know. I'm ready for a dog. I am. Maybe this summer we'll look.
it's like,
I don't know.
we're probably gonna end up having to wait until we get our house, which won't be for another few years. So, but at least that gives us time to save up.
It is.
What the fuck is your cat doing up there?
I don't know.
Is he like
I really
moving
don't
the
know.
furniture up there?
I think they're fighting.
I thought
I
I,
thought
shut the
Baxter
door
was
though.
down here.
I shut
He
the door.
probably
I
went back
thought.
up. It doesn't sound like it because I saw Baxter come back down here.
Unless he went to the door, was like, fuck it, it's
I
closed.
guess I'll go check. You guys can keep talking about fucking dogs.
Dogs.
I want a dog. Valentine's
Doges.
coming up. You missed my birthday. Give me a dog.
Doges.
Dogays. Like I said, I thought Baxter was still down here. Loki's just up there moving the couch and shit.
He would do that.
Ugh.
He's a crazy cat.
We're almost approaching 2 hours.
I know. He's
time
like,
is
this is going to be a short one. I'm like, mm-hmm. 8:06.
I say when he gets back, we let him do his plugs and we skedaddle. Because I don't really have much more to talk about. Blaine, come do your plugs.
Unless we're going to talk about Valentine's. What everybody doing for Valentine's? What are you doing for me? He doesn't do Valentine's.
Last year I sang you a song live on Podcastrophe.
Why
He
don't
did.
we talk about Valentine's Day next week when it's the week of Valentine's Day?
Someone will be down here. Only if you convince
I
me.
want to see what this looks like. I'm looking up Akita Husky mix.
Kristen and me are doing like a $20 Maxwell.
What are you doing for me? He missed my birthday, so I told him he has to make it up for me for Valentine's, but he's going to wait till this birthday to make it up. I said, I have to wait a whole fucking year for you to make up.
Huskita.
Skeeta.
I don't mind it. It's not bad.
Look up a
No.
Corgi German or Golden Retriever mix. The picture that I'm thinking of is like this little fat dude. It's awesome.
Corgi. What?
Golden Retriever mix.
Golden mix. Oh, that's not bad.
That
Little
man
fat
gets
thing.
married by bread.
That's not bad.
Like the third one on the third row on the second one to the right.
It's a Corgi Great Dane.
That's amazing.
He's so magnificent.
He's majestic.
He's so. That's what I was trying to say. Majestic.
He's
not
so
magnificent.
beautiful. It's majestic.
Let's see what an Akita Great Dane looks like. Oh. Whatever.
Lou was a Corgi Beagle mix, and he was stupid. Very stupid.
I remember Lou. You're like, Lou!
Shut up, Lou. Boom.
You see what time it is?
Yep.
And here you told me it wasn't going to be a long one. You lied to me.
Well, it's a good thing you made it interesting.
I got
Did I make it interesting?
to talk this time. Normally, I don't get to talk
Because
that much
it-
with Tyler.
I know. It is hard to talk with Tyler. It really is. Tyler, if
He's
you're
a big
watching,
personality.
we butt heads a lot.
I love Tyler. He's funny.
But yes, it is very, very hard to talk with Tyler.
The episode when Nick and Tyler were here, I literally just
sat
in
here.
the corner.
I
and just
know.
like,
I was watching some of it, and I'm like, I felt bad for you because you weren't getting to say a damn word.
anytime I try to say something, someone would talk over me, and I'm just like, okay.
Oh, I was there too.
Yeah, Blake didn't say shit either.
Yeah, it was Nick. It was the Nick and Tyler show, which is okay. I mean, I'm really happy to have Nick on the show. Like it was really awesome to have him back on the show, like the official show, not Drunkastrophe, not some Road to Infinity War special.
That was the first time I got to meet Nick, and
yeah,
I enjoyed him. I thought he was a cool guy, and I liked listening to stuff that he was like. When we were talking about the Star Wars, I liked listening to his input because he's a fan.
Yes,
you know me. I like the nerd stuff. Like I like Star Wars. I like Lord of the Rings. I don't like Game of Thrones, but I haven't seen it, so I actually don't have an opinion on it.
Watch it.
I want to.
Do it.
But so I like to hear his opinion on all that stuff, and then
Nick is a hyper intelligent person.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy hyper intelligent persons that can you can conversate with, not just they're just super intelligent and awkward and because of it. But hyper-intelligent people with personalities are great. That's
why sometimes I hate being on a podcast when Tyler's on because I seem like I can't get a word in. But at the same time, him and I'm not afraid to shut him down and be like, no. Like, we'll go back and forth. And it's fun. But
this is my problem with people, like, that tend to be...
different?
I'm trying to think of how to say this. Tyler seems to be very bullheaded in ways.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To where, and I'll use an example. When Nick was on and we were talking about the video games of like who should make like the Star Wars open world game, and he was saying BioWare. Tyler was saying BioWare, and I was pointing out examples of BioWare failing.
Yeah.
Fairly recently with games. And he was like, well, that's because of EA. And I'm like, publishers actually don't really butt their nose into stuff too much as far as gameplay design.
Well, yeah, but EA does a lot of shitty
monetization-wise.
Yeah.
But are they the ones that are making, like, gunplay and stuff awkward? And I use the example of, like, Bungie and Activision, because that was the big news that week of them splitting up, like with Destiny. And, like, he was saying, well, that was Activision's fault. Activision didn't decide to change things from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Like, that was Bungie's design elements in-house. It wasn't the publisher. It was the developer that designs that. So, but he was pretty against what I was saying, and it's like, you gotta be open to these ideas.
That's the thing about Tyler, and then Tyler's watching, I'm sorry. But he is very bullheaded. It's my opinion. And, like...
He wants you to form your own opinion.
But he still is like, fuck you, my opinion's better. He is.
I would agree with that.
He is.
Because when I point out these plot holes of, like, Interstellar, when I was like, they say that the wormhole was put there by future humans, but the future humans wouldn't exist without the wormhole.
That's a paradox.
Yeah. And he had none of it. He just kept yelling at me. And I'm just like...
Tyler it's my opinion, and my opinion matters.
Internet,
fuck your opinion.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is the grandfather paradox.
Well, he was just like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? He was like, well, they found out that the egg came first. And I was like, that situation doesn't apply here because we know the humans came first.
He's very
bullheaded.
He is.
Absolutely.
Now, here's the one thing that fixes that plot hole, which they might have done this in the movie. I don't remember. So we have the people go through the wormhole and try to find the habitable planets and colonize them with the pods. At the same time, did they send out an unmanned pod? Just fucking launched it and said, you hope you'll land in like 1 trillion years when we're all dead. And did it actually land on a habitable planet? And then colonized, and then they're like, all right, well, we know what happened to them. Let's fix it and change everything. That's the only way to fix that. Plot hole.
Such a good movie, though.
And that's why I was shaking my head when Nick was here and he was talking about Christopher Nolan. He's like, he's the best storyteller. I was like, he tells convoluted stories that really... No. Inception.
I still want to see it. I haven't seen that movie.
I haven't seen it since I originally watched it. I want to watch it again.
It's just... They're adding... They're like, oh, it's such a good movie. No, you just keep making it more convoluted because you're adding different dream layers.
Oh, yeah. Convolution. I mean, there's like all these different layers of shit. And it just makes you think, and then it makes you... When something happens later on, you're like, oh, wait, this happened earlier. And then you start connecting dots. That's what makes it interesting.
And then, like, I think of the movie Memento.
I've never seen it.
Not a fan. I remember Mr. Popovich talked about it all the time,
Yeah.
and he loved it. So I gave it a whirl on Netflix once, and like the whole movie is just in reverse. Starts at the end and then goes to the beginning. So you're watching it, and it's a cool story. But then, it was just slow paced, and a lot of it you're like, well, this is stupid. How this guy is like, I have to solve my wife's murder, but I can't remember my name in the next minute. Like, that is so fucking dumb. If you have amnesia, you're not going to remember your wife's been murdered. I don't care how many tattoos you got on your body now of like, this is a clue. Like, come on, man. And then the Dark Knight trilogy is what it is.
Great.
Great movies, but not great Batman movies.
In terms of the comics, no. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But Christopher Nolan's take on Batman was fantastic.
Yeah. They're great. They're great movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what pisses me off? I found this out. So, the first ever superhero movie to be nominated for best movie Oscar. Black Panther.
What?
Yeah.
Why in the world?
Why did it take that long?
Why in the
And
world was it
Voting
not
for what?
Best Picture?
Mm-hmm.
Why in the world was it not like The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises? Like those,
Absolutely.
Or like I said, The Watchmen.
All of those movies blow Black Panther out of the water.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love Black Panther. I still love
I
Black
enjoyed it.
I wasn't a big fan of the movie.
I enjoyed the hell out of Black Panther.
I thought it was fantastic. I think it might have been the atmosphere I was in too, because I went and saw it when I was.
Our atmosphere was horrible.
Well, I went and saw it when I was in Chicago, and everybody that was there, like the African American community that was there to watch the movie, they were in like traditional African like clothes. It was super cool.
That's neat.
We went to
It was Lafayette
7, and the black. I'm not racist, so don't take this as a racist way. But to me, that movie was very like the people we were with. We were around a bunch of the black people around this community, and they were like, "Yeah, fuck you, white people, like black people."
That's the tone that
I don't know.
gave.
Well, not only that, it was I thought it was a slow. Like, I get every superhero needs, like, their origin movie, like, where they come from, why. I just thought it was slow, and I wasn't a big fan of it.
My only thing that I would change about it was Killmonger wasn't in it enough at the beginning. Because, like, he did his, like, he robbed the museum. And then he was gone for, like, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And then he shows up. And then the final fight scene was kind of weak between him and T'Challa.
It was.
But, I mean, as far as that, like, Killmonger was a great villain.
Yeah.
He had solid motive of why he wanted to do everything.
They just tried to... The whole, again, Black Lives, like, I came from the streets, and Black Lives this, and they're trying to shut us down, and I don't know, I just got a whole different vibe from...
Well, I think that it works that way because the beginning of the movie, it starts off in the early 90s during the, I think his name was Rodney King.
Yeah. Rodney King trial.
Yeah, in L.A., and that was a big deal in the black community.
Well, maybe that's
the LA
why
riots.
Yeah, like that's what kind of started like the NWA with like Eazy-E and Ice Cube and stuff. Like that kind of took them to the next level. Not to say that they weren't big before then, but you know that's kind of when hip hop culture took off too.
Maybe that's it then. I don't know. I just...
So that's why, to me, I accept that vibe. But I guess maybe it's because I lived in Chicago, and Chicago to me is the most segregated city in the country. Because if you go the red line, it runs from north to south of the city the entire way. The further south you get, it's pretty much strictly black people that ride that train. Because that's, like, the living community down there. It's lower income, which tends to be, single black families, or mothers, or whatever you want to call them, with less education, all that stuff. And then the further north you get, it is more white, because of the white privilege thing. And I don't care what you say, that exists.
Yeah, so more recently, when the last time I was in Chicago, I went and saw Parkway Drive and August Burns Red. Mm-hmm. And that was on, the north end of Lakeshore Drive. Yeah. And I started looking at, the buildings, the surrounding buildings and all that, and I started noticing, the housing and all along Lakeshore Drive.
As you drive up, as you're coming up,
there's a noticeable difference.
It's a huge difference from where I lived.
Huh?
Where I even lived.
Yeah.
Going up north.
Where you live seemed, I don't know, that's Chicago to me. Where you live.
Yeah. Well, I lived in a pretty decent neighborhood.
Yeah.
It was very close to Chinatown, but for the most part, it's nothing fancy. And then, as you go up further north, to Felipe's apartment, again, it's nothing fancy, but they're closer together. Not to say that I had much room, but these places are much closer together.
I liked your place.
And, thank you. Appreciate it. Our second place is better. But, way more expensive and way less diverse. Actually, I don't even know if you want to say way less diverse, because it was super... There wasn't any diversity down south. It was almost strictly black people or Mexican. When I did my student teaching in Chicago, I was on the South Side School. It was called Theodore Roosevelt High School. And it was 92% of the school population was either black or Hispanic, and the 8% was white. That's really... To me, that's... Again, it shows the segregation. So... With Black Panther, I watched it at the beginning. That's in the early 90s. And, it's when that kind of stuff, the Rodney King thing was going on. And, the only reason that black people are kind of seen as, when you see, let's say a black person in higher society, what do you think of? You think that more likely he's probably an athlete or a business manager for some kind of record label, or an athlete. That's kind of how it's seen as. Yeah. So, to me, as I'm watching it, and they're like, "Yeah, we gotta help our brothers out." I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of the mindset that I've seen around."
The big thing
being
I got
around Chicago.
The big underlying theme that I got was from Black Panther, and like I said, I really like Black Panther, but before I get into what I'm about to say, do I think it deserves all the praise that it's gotten? Absolutely not. Well, absolutely not.
Like I said, when me and Felipe were doing our little podcast thing for the short time before I moved up to Minnesota, in our review I said it's basically Lion King 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. Just pushed together real quick.
Yeah. So the underlying theme that I saw was, okay, Wakanda has all this technology. Why aren't they either A, sharing it with the world, or B, taking over the world?
And they address that in the film.
They do.
So.
Which, in the end, they end up sharing.
Yeah.
They do. But, Killmonger is like, hey, we need to rise up. We got all this technology. Fuck these people. Fuck all these people. We're better than them. Mm-hmm. And we're going to rise up. Because we have the means to rise up. But wait, we're not taking care of business the way we need to take care of business.
Yeah.
T'Challa's like, hey, we don't do that.
That ain't how we do it.
I don't know. Like I said, the only reason I wasn't a huge fan of it is just because it was a slow movie. That's the only thing.
I would say that basically any superhero origin film has to be a little bit slower.
Wasn't much of an origin though.
But
it
it
was
was at the same
standalone, but it
time.
wasn't much of an origin.
It
Have
was,
you seen
but it
Aquaman
wasn't.
yet?
Oh yeah, I saw
Did
that
you like
opening
it?
weekend. Oh, that's fucking amazing.
Hey, listen
Oh
to this
my
week's
God.
Journey into Comics, titled Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Nate didn't like it.
Nate did not like it. Well, I don't know. I can't remember if he said he didn't like it, but he definitely
Gave it a 2.
he gave it like a 2.5 out of 5.
About half. I would say this for
That
like
is half.
if you're an Aquaman fan, which I don't know many are, but I know Nate's into the comic books,
Yeah.
and I'm into
But-
comic books, but I'm not a huge into Aquaman. I never have.
I will give
been.
him this. All of his like criticisms were not grounded in comics. Like a lot of people, when they do have criticisms of these types of movies, they ground their criticism in the comics, the source material. His was not.
See, this is why I liked Aquaman so much. Jason Momoa played the character that he was literally told to play,
Yep.
and he played it very well.
He did.
You've heard me call him this, Aquabruh.
Aquabruh.
That's what he plays.
Maybe that should be the episode title to like combat Aquaman.
But as far as like, there was some shoddy acting in it, and I mentioned that when I talked about it. There's like when Black Manta's dad dies at the beginning.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
cheesy.
Yes.
But they bought full into the cheese, and that's why I liked it so much. To me, this was like the Power Rangers movie. It was a fun ride, and I had a blast. I didn't go in expecting an Oscar winner.
This was honestly way better than the Power Rangers movie.
See,
It was.
Worlds better.
I didn't think I'd like it because I did not like. See, I don't know a lot about Aquaman, but what I do know is like he's the goody two shoe guy. So when Justice League came out and they
He's not the Boy Scout like Superman.
When they-
Superman's the
yeah.
good two-shoe guy.
No, we'll see okay. From what I've seen in cartoons, not a whole lot of Aquaman, but I thought he was the goody two shoe. So when I see Justice League come out and Jason Momoa's character is very like sarcastic and kind of an asshole, I was like, this isn't gonna be good.
Well, see, that's what I thought when I saw Justice League.
Yeah.
I actually didn't like Jason Momoa's Aquaman.
No, I didn't either. I didn't like his attitude.
Justice League, like Unlimited, the animated series, where Aquaman is very like
The good boy.
down to
Righteous.
business.
Righteous and down to business.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't fuck around.
And
Like dude cuts off his own hand to save himself and his child, and then he just says, "Put a hook on it. I'm gonna go kill my brother," and he does it.
whoa.
That's what he does in the animated series.
Okay.
Like he's just like, "Where is he? Put a hook on it. We're gonna go. I'm gonna fuck him up," and he does. It's super cool. But like then Jason Momoa is just like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
Right. Yeah, and I didn't like his character, but the movie I loved it. I did.
I dug his
loved
character.
I loved the story.
I thought it was amazing.
Even in
Aquabrow was
in-
amazing.
The
Even in Justice
story.
League, I loved Aquabro.
I didn't like it. I didn't like his.
I didn't like the
the
fucking-
arrogance.
No, I like the arrogance. That's all
I
I was
didn't like
saying.
it.
I was saying I didn't like the I'm gonna fucking jump around and woohoo!
Yeah.
Yeah, bro!
That was
But
a
no,
bit
I
much.
did.
I
I
didn't
loved.
like that.
I loved the movie. I loved the story. The story was not slow. It kept, and it might be because I love the ocean. I love the water and the sea. It
See,
might be that.
I am terrified of the ocean. So when they went to the trench, I literally looked at Chris and I was like, "This is my fucking worst fear ever."
I've always said
It was good. I liked it.
I love the ocean, but like you won't ever catch me in open ocean because just the fact
I've
that
never been to the ocean. I would love to.
oh that's cool.
I would love to.
Just the fact that like I said open ocean.
It's cool, but
no
you'll
way.
never see me there.
I'm okay with ocean. I'm not okay with open ocean. So just the fact that you can be swimming on the surface, you can look down, and at some point within the next mile below you, there is something that will fuck you up
Well, here's the funny thing. So when I was
without question.
12, 13, somewhere around there, I went to Hawaii with my parents. That's when our house got
Yeah, and then
flooded.
you came home to a flooded house.
Yeah, we saw enough water, and then our house was flooded. That was cool. Anyway, so this is the first time I've ever seen the ocean. I'm pretty sure, anyway. That I can remember, anyway. And I remember my mom was like, "Don't go out too deep." And we were at Waikiki Beach. And Waikiki Beach is really famous because it's like 2 miles long.
Mhm.
Well, the place we went at in Waikiki Beach, we didn't go like right behind our hotel because it was like nothing but rocks. The place we went at like, you could walk out this whole, like, my mom was like, don't go past further than you can touch. I could stand on my tiptoes and touch out to where the surfers were. So I was out there chilling with the surfers on my little boogie board. And my mom was freaking out, yelling at my dad to go get me and bring my ass back in. I just tricked my dad into staying out there and boogie boarding with me.
We were 12, 13 years old.
Yeah. So I think about that, and I'm just like, oh, wow, that's not a big deal. Blah, 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 blah. The next week, after we got back and, you know, everything went down at our house, the girl from the movie Soul Surfer got her arm bit off at that beach.
Oh, shit.
And my mom was like, that could have been you, Matthew! But,
I remember that was when you moved right across the street from me.
yeah.
Not that you
Well,
were
not right then. We
not
lived in
that you
Rossville
were
for a
very...
while.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Lived
Not
in
that you were
Rossville.
very far from me originally,
Yeah.
but...
We lived in Rossville for a while, and then we moved across the street from you. And then for a little bit with my sister. And then your dad tried to tell me we weren't allowed to hang out anymore because I beat up Tanner Cripe.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Tanner cried. Holy hell. I know who he is.
You know Tanner Cripe? Holy
I
shit.
smacked him with a stick.
He was going to be my stepbrother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I smacked.
From mom or dad?
My dad dated his mom.
Yeah,
Wow.
I hit him with a stick or something, and he cried.
Yeah.
And then your
I remember
dad
we
was
used to
like,
play...
"Nope."
We used to either play Yu-Gi-Oh cards or
Beyblades.
Beyblades.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
But what's funny is then when I was 19, we went to the Bahamas.
Uh-huh.
And we went to that Atlantis resort. And I told my dad I wanted to go to the beach. My mom wanted to let me go by myself. I'm like, whatever. So I went to the beach, and it's jellyfish season there. So they're having there's a shit ton of people out there, and I'm just like, man, I'm tired of this. So I swim out past the people. And I'm like, all right, this is better. So as I'm swimming, there's a giant silhouette underneath me. And I just go, like, all my Shark Week knowledge, just like,
Shark Week kicks in.
like kicked in right there. I looked
I'm dying.
I looked underneath me. It's a silhouette shape of a shark. And I'm like, this is tiger shark territory. I'm about to fucking die.
Oh
And I
god.
blacked out.
Oh shit.
Next thing you know, I'm on the beach and my dad's just laughing at me. And I'm like, what the fuck are you laughing
the
at?
adrenaline kicked in and you just...
Dude,
booked
I
it.
could have outswam Michael Phelps, man.
Clearly.
Like I said, I blacked out and I don't remember it, but I'm just on the beach.
Ultra instinct.
Pretty much. And I'm just like sitting there and I'm like, and he's laughing at me. And I was like, I could have fucking died. And I was like, why are we not telling people there's a shark out there? He's like, it's seaweed, you jackass. And he's like, I'll give you this. It's in the shape of a shark. And I was like, this is bullshit. I was so fucking scared out of my
You
mind.
wouldn't touch the water.
No. We were there the same day Whitney Houston was there. We didn't see her. And then she
Well,
died
that's probably because
30
she was in
months
her
later.
house cracked out.
No, dude, she was there.
Probably in her house cracked out.
No, like at the resort.
On the beach cracked out.
Like,
She's probably cracked out somewhere.
could have met her daughter. I could have married Whitney Houston's daughter.
Could have married her.
She's in a coma now. I could have had all that money.
Oh my god.
Is she cracked out too?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's on like life support.
I don't know shit about...
Who's her daughter?
I don't know.
Houston Jr.
Her and Bobby Brown, like, their kid. And like, she's in like a coma now on life support off a drug overdose.
For years she's been in that, right?
Yeah, she's been on that for a while.
I actually think I remember hearing this.
Because people have been like, why don't you just pull the plug? She's not coming out of it. And he like...
Wasn't
won't
there
do it.
something going around though that she didn't do it to herself, somebody did it to her?
There was a rumor about that, but...
That Bobby Brown did it. No.
She was found in a hotel room with, I think, her boyfriend.
Yes, that's what it was.
And
I
they
remember
both
this now.
were
I
just
thought
like-
she died.
I don't know if she's dead. I thought she was still in a coma. She might be
I
dead.
thought she died.
Either way, that could have been my wife.
R&D department is on it.
That could have been my wife. I could have been rich.
I thought she died.
I had that Whitney money. Been like, I want to dance with somebody.
No, I know she had to have died. I remember reading that.
But yeah,
Bobby Brown
she was there the same day.
Bobby Christina Brown.
died in 2015.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So she
Yeah,
got
I
shot.
remember
did.
her dying. I remember that whole story, and they were like investigating into her boyfriend and stuff. Yeah.
But her
Cause of
and her-
death: lobar pneumonia induced by immersion and drug intoxication.
So
But Bobby was there.
could have met Whitney and her daughter there. Because Whitney Houston died like shortly after, like within the year after we got back from the Bahamas, which is nuts.
Whitney Houston died February 11th, 2012.
Yeah, because we went in 2011, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
pretty nuts, man. It's like a 2-year span where like all these like musical icons were just dying. Michael Jackson, her, fucking.
I remember when Michael Jackson died, my brothers were at basketball camp, and I misread it as Michael Jordan died. So I messaged my brothers at basketball camp, and I was like, Michael Jordan died! Like, what the fuck?
MJ
I
died.
remember when Michael Jackson died. I was working at Monocle's.
I was at Wallman's. I was working at Wallman's.
Yeah, you were. So I was at Monocle's, and I was at the time. I mean, I'm still, but at the time I was really close and good friends with Rebecca LeCain. So she sends me a picture. So she's still living in Rossville. She sends me a picture of her television, and it's got a picture of like the famous picture from I can't remember. It's whatever album. It was like one of Michael Jackson's first albums where he's like
It's a
leaning.
Thriller album with the white.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a Thriller.
that's
album.
Thriller.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's the album cover, but she's got like the channel info over, and the satellite TV got the information wrong, and it was apparently for some TV show or movie called Get Over It. And it says Get Over It, and there's a picture of Michael Jackson underneath it. I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah, I found out he died when I was at
This is
Monocle's
also like a week later.
with Monocle's and Wallman's, not Monocle's, and one of the guys said, "Yeah, Michael Jackson died." We all went, "Nuh-uh," and then all of a sudden, like, our boss came and he was like, "We're like, John, are you okay?" He's like, "Dude, Michael Jackson just died." And we were like, "Oh fuck, for real?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, I don't know what to do."
I remember watching the funeral, and people just fucking
I remember the
bawling,
controversy behind like his doctor and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
This was 2009, I believe. This was
This was our senior year.
yeah.
So,
Man, it's been 10 years since that.
yeah. That's,
Michael Jackson's been dead for 10 years. It's crazy.
Tupac's been dead for 20 plus.
Yeah.
He's still
96?
alive.
96?
Yeah, I think
Well,
he died in 96.
I think that's so cool that he, in his later days, he recorded so much that he was able to just keep coming out with music.
Yeah. I like the Dave Chappelle skit about Tupac.
Well, I don't know that one.
So, it was
I'm not
on,
very
like,
familiar with Dave Chappelle.
well, it was on like the Lost episodes after Dave
Oh, yeah.
went to Africa. And he's like at the club and they're dancing to this Tupac song. Well, the last verse is like very recent stuff that's been going on in the news. Like they're talking about like George W. Bush and stuff.
Yeah.
And like they're like, what the hell's going on? And it's like, it was a couple years ago. You probably didn't hear about it. And they all go, oh, okay. Well, then they start like, Tupac starts rapping about Dave Chappelle dancing with this girl that's not his wife. And he's just like, come on, man. It's so funny. So that's what happens when I think Tupac now. I just think of Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Alright, are we ready to close this down?
Yeah, I
think
can't
we're
quit
closed.
counting, I'm sorry.
Do your shameless plugs and let me leave.
Shameless plug. So before I get into the plugs, I have an announcement.
You're adopted.
Happy Fun Metal Time with Nick and Dick.
They never got me.
New show coming probably bi-weekly, probably next week-ish.
Bye.
Featuring myself and Nick Maxon. We've been talking about doing like a metal show for a while. He was featured. He guested on the very first couple episodes of Podcastrophe, and that's what we did. We talked some metal, music and whatnot. American Vandal.
Been listening to a lot of Pantera lately.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna hopefully dive into some metal music, get some local music, and interview bands and whatnot. Who knows what'll happen? It'll be hopefully this Saturday, and so just keep an eye out on that. We repurposed our very own Nick and Dick Facebook page for this. Instead of making a new page, we're just like, hey, let's just change the Nick and Dick page. So
Why not?
we've had this thing since 2012, and we just never did anything with it. We just occasionally posted a selfie with each other. Also, keep in mind, in April we have the Game of Thrones podcast, Game of King Chairs podcast. Where we are going to follow episode by
When
episode.
is this happening? Like what day?
I
It
don't
comes out on.
It's Sunday. We'll figure it out. We have a couple months.
TBD.
I will totally be involved in that.
To be disclosed.
You pushed me into
I
Game of
was
Thrones.
thinking
I have to
to
be
be
involved.
determined.
To be determined, disclosed.
You have enough time. No, it took me a year to fucking watch all that shit.
Trust me, I can watch it in like 3 weekends.
Do it. Do it.
So yeah,
It's
we're
a lot to
gonna be
shove
doing
in there,
that.
though.
6 episodes.
You don't want to?
6 episodes of the final season of Game of Thrones. 6 episodes of Game of King Chairs podcast. We are gonna go every week. We are gonna dive deep into the episode that premiered that week. So keep an eye on that. Another thing to look forward to: March 23rd at the North End Pub. We have Fun for Funds featuring live podcasts from Podcastrophe, Brews with Dudes, Dungeons with Dudes, Journey into Comics, and
Yummy foods.
yummy foods. We're gonna have a bake sale. We're gonna have a raffle. I don't know what we're raffling off. We're probably gonna get Dysfunctional Jake Peter from Rhythm and Ink Studios in Frankfort, Indiana, who did our brand new logo, which we debuted the other day. Thank you, Jake. You're the fucking man. So we're probably gonna get him involved. Maybe do some fucking sketches for people. Get him some exposure because he's really an awesome artist.
It really is.
We're also gonna have live music featuring hosts from several shows on the network.
Not me.
We're gonna have band number 1, which is my band.
Probably.
We're gonna have Walk Among Us, which is Nate, Sarah, and Veronica's band from Foodies Watching Movies, Journey into Comics, Journey into Wrestling, Gallif Radio, those shows. We're gonna have Yesterday's Chips, which is Dave Linder of Dungeons with Dudes, and Boner Jovi featuring Nick Maxon.
Don't forget that band.
That band?
Yeah.
Who's that band?
Me.
I'm lying.
Oh, okay. Who knows what'll happen between then?
Unless I teach myself guitar in the next 2 months.
Just teach yourself Iris and play Iris.
There
3
you
times in a
go.
row.
So
I
who
love
knows
that.
what we're gonna add to that show, but that show is just hopefully raise hype and awareness and get us some likes and follows for the network, for Podcastrophe.
Hashtag support LaFiCon.
And it's gonna be to raise hype for LaFiCon, which is in April. It's gonna raise some funds for us so we can afford to go to places like Comic-Con, maybe get a booth there, afford better equipment, afford merchandise to sell to you guys.
T-shirts.
So you can wear Journey into Comics gear or Podcastrophe gear or any of the show's gear. Who knows what'll happen?
Maybe we'll get a mug.
Maybe we'll get some mugs.
That'd be actually a pretty cool thing.
That'd be pretty
I have been looking
Podcast.
at
Do it!
cozies.
Ooh, there we go.
We're gonna work on it. The cool thing about
I
Podcastrophe,
do a lot for this. He just doesn't take it. He doesn't accept it.
I
spend a lot of time trying to design
It
stuff.
takes money. It takes money to do it.
Boats and hoes.
I tried to design logos way back when, and he didn't like.
I offered to design the logo.
I tried. He
Did
didn't like.
you?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It's on one of these episodes.
Oh.
It's okay. I know how you feel. I've sent him so many shit, and he's like, meh.
Look, I'm very
Thank
happy
you.
with the logo we ended up
I
with.
dig it.
Jake is an awesome artist, and the reason I like to go to people like Jake is because I like to be able to promote their business
Exactly.
too.
No, I understand that.
Because okay, cool, they can help me promote, but I really like to be able to promote them.
Also, it's about building a community.
Exactly, absolutely. So, if you're in the Lafayette area, March 23rd, come check out Fun for Funds at North End Pub, also connected to Market Square Lanes Bowling Alley. It'll be $10. You can come check out some live podcasts. You can check out some live music. It's going to be a lot of fun. Check us out. But if that is all, check out Podcastrophe on the Podcastrophe feed. You can get us on iTunes and Podbean. Just subscribe to Podcastrophe on either or. If you're not on podcast, what are you guys
Keep going.
whispering about?
I don't know.
Oh man.
I know.
What?
Keep going.
What?
You keep looking at
making
the
fun.
floor.
You keep looking at the floor, so you
Yeah.
might as well just write them on the floor for your script.
No. Okay. So if you listen to us, you probably listen to
Now he's
Journey
looking
into
at a
Comics.
different spot on the floor.
Guys, quit calling out my anxiety.
Do you want me to write like a little script and like?
Shut up!
I've offered.
If you listen to us, you more than likely listen to the Journey into Comics Network. So, but if you don't, go ahead and check out the Journey into Comics Network by subscribing to them on Podme, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, iTunes, and Spotify. And you get all kinds of shows like Journey into Comics. Shut up, Miranda. I'm trying to plug the network. Journey into Comics, Gallifrey, Pour 360, Journey into Wrestling, Foodies Watching Movies, Brews with Dudes, Dungeons with Dudes, Kids for Sale, Voice of Survival, and Adulting Ain't Easy. And, of course, Podcastrophe.
I was about to say, don't forget this one.
But if you're not subscribed to Journey into Comics, if you're not subscribed to us, Podcastrophe, on our own feed.
Keep looking at the floor.
Oh my god, you're throwing me off because I'm not looking at the floor. If you're not subscribed to us directly, you miss out on so much extra content. We do extra shows, like specifically Happy Fun Metal Time with Nick and Dick, which is coming out here soon, and the future Gang of King Chairs podcast, which features us talking about Game of Thrones. So please subscribe to Podcastrophe directly, and you get extra content, whether it be those two shows or just whatever the fuck we want to do extra. And check us out live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch every Tuesday, roughly around 5:30 or 6. And that is all. That is all.
Is that it?
That is it. Thank you, Miranda, my lovely, lovely, lovely wife. I love you.
I love you.
Dude, you gotta shorten this plug up.
I know.
It's so long.
He's so
He's a
long.
talker. He makes it long.
And thank you, Matt.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm glad you got to talk tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. You know, you don't get this chance very often.
Yeah, you know,
I have good
Tyler,
ideas.
I do. Tyler, he doesn't let you talk, but if you ever want to debate something, Tyler is the best person to debate something with.
Tyler is good people.
He's good people.
He just doesn't let you talk much. And he's like, fuck
He
your
is,
opinion.
he is just a very strong personality, and that is why I like having
Which
him
is
on
He's a
the
so
show.
strong-willed individual.
But damn, let people have their own opinions and don't kill them about it.
Matt,
You know?
it is my hope for one day.
He's your one.
You
You're his
are
one.
my-
For one day for you to have your own show.
I'll have it.
You'll have it.
You
I
gonna talk
believe
about
in
the
you.
Patriots?
It's called the Matt Pack.
The Mad
We
Pack.
already
Hell
got-
yeah.
We already got a group. Matt Pack.
Hell yeah. But if that is all, it's time. Let's please make every day a big dick day. Bye, guys.
You did it.
Yeah, you gotta shorten that plug.
Dude, yeah, that took forever. Live feed. Hi, Ryan Payne. Glad you can make it at the end.
I gotta get a hold of Nate because he told me he wanted me on Journey into Wrestling.
It's gonna be a short episode. Fucking
Yeah.
8:46.
Yeah, no shit.
It's okay though.
We had a good time.
We did.
Bye, live feed.